You will earn more points if you split the room. And who creates the most divisive dimensions will win.
No man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
You can overcome any adversary, no matter how bizarre their powers may seem.
Don't know when to give up, do you?
I can do this all day.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
There can be only one.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Mega Mike the Movie Man. We are here to play Split the Room, all winners. So all these champions joining the panel today have won a Split the Room game in the past. I'm going to intro them one by one. They're going to let you know how they won their last one, kind of what their plans are tonight to win again, because there can only be one, just like Highlander. So I hope everybody's ready to play an awesome Split the Room game. As this goes, we have 5 rounds. We battled out, we show titles, we vote yes or no. Now, pretty much any question is up for grabs in terms of the other Split the Room games. So it's going to be kind of wild and random tonight because they can pose like 6 different questions, but they'll present that before they intro their title, before we get to the voting and debate, of course. But for me, I am a champion. Yes, I don't only host the show, I won the first ever Split the Room. And I don't know how I won. I think it's probably because nobody else knew how to play the game. Hey, I will take a win as a win. I'm totally fine with that. But I went into overtime, I think it was. And oh my gosh, it was the Christmas episode. So is this a Christmas movie or not? I pulled my favorite Christmas movie, Collateral Beauty, and I actually voted no against it. Yes, I love to play a little bit dirty on Split the Room, and it won me the whole game. So I was happy with that win. But ever since then, I played a lot more times and haven't won a second time. So that just means I may not be the best out there tonight, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and bring out somebody who I know might be the best out there. He was the second winner, and his mustache just says it all right here. Derek, are you the best of the best?
I'm the best of the best. I'm the best of the best pictures, which honestly, I don't remember the single film that got me the win because we went into overtime like 2 or 3 or 4 times. But it was Oscar themed. And these right here are all of my best picture winners. I own every single one. So it was one of those movies that probably won me the award for champion.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you back. Oh my gosh. You did so good. You did so good with all your questions, and that game was wild. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you are here. You are a champion, so we'll see if you become another winner tonight. But let's see who else is here today. We got to have more champions, of course. So who won the third battle here? I think it was somebody who was substituting, right?
Yeah, that's right. What's up, everyone?
It wasn't even supposed to be there that night. I called you last minute. I'm like, Nate, I need you to fill in a spot. I thought Nate was going to know nothing about the game, and he comes in and dominates and destroys everybody, right? Not even an overtime for you.
No, I won in regulation. I had 3 Split the Rooms. I didn't even – I was 1 hour before the stream. You messaged me. Like, I need a fill-in. I said, I got you. And then I won. My game was – is this movie funny or not? Not a comedy or not. Is it funny or not? The last movie I ended up picking was Grindhouse. And it did get a Split the Room because I said it was funny, and it worked out for me. But yes, I'm happy to be here. I did a little research. I'm competitive, so like I want to win. So we'll see how this goes.
A little research? You said you watched every single game again. You got prepared for this. Oh my gosh, I didn't even rewatch any games.
I got a mental list of what not to pick because I know what everyone else picked.
So you're probably the most prepared tonight.
We'll see. If I lose, I'm going to be the worst loser because I'm the most prepared.
All right, well, let's go ahead and bring in some more champions here. And then the next winner, he's played quite a few of these games, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And he did become a winner eventually. We got Corey in the house. How you doing, champion?
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. I think I have the dubious honor of losing the most Split the Rooms. I've lost 2 and finally won 1. I think it was a sympathy one, but I'll take it. It's fun either way. Get to hang out with y'all and talk about some movies and joke around.
And I know you prepared for this. So what was your theme again that you won on?
The one I won on was, is it rotten or not? And I think the final pick I pulled out was this beauty right here. Got Navy SEALs. So I don't have the beautiful Vinegar Syndrome, but I'm sticking with my Blu-ray I bought for like $2 from a used store at one point. So
And that's all you need to win sometimes. That's it. All right, and let's go ahead and bring in the super champion, of course. We got to have that. Ben Buster in the house. How are we doing out there?
You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. That's right. This villain right here pulled the ultimate superhero movie and won with Schindler's List.
That just makes my jaw drop every time. I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
It was the way I sold it.
So people said it was a superhero movie, or people said no?
It was a split the room,
It was
right?
a split the room.
Oh, okay, got it right. Yeah, split. Okay.
It completely split because I did it as a megalomaniac. A random man takes on a megalomaniac, hell bent on destruction of the world, but only this ordinary man can save the day. Boom.
Work
Right
for
there.
me.
Exactly.
See, we're getting some insight into how these people play here, of course. So let's go ahead and bring in our last champion here, who just had one of the best themes. I mean, the perfect theme for this sale season we're in. James, how we doing out there?
Hey, doing great. How are y'all doing? Thanks for having me, Mike.
Of course. Well, welcome back. You are a champion. What was your theme and how'd you win it?
Well, my theme was, should this title be a Criterion or not? So that's, sort of timely with this Criterion sale going on right now. We're about to wrap up on Sunday. And I won after with a tiebreaker after I put in or submitted this title right here, Fight Club. So once I submitted this, I forgot what score I got, but we ended up in a tie, I think with Mockbuster. And then it came down to whoever had the most number of split the rooms. And I was kind of shocked that I won. I was like, oh, that's a shock. I thought for sure Mock took it, but you said I got 4 versus Mock versus Busters 3. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, that was wild. You literally got through all the overtime rules. You went through overtime 1, overtime 2, and then the final split decision with the most split the rooms in the game. So, wow, you went through all the rules. We might have to make new rules if it goes any longer than that.
Make it up as we go along here,
I think we almost did that with when Derek beat me on the one we were on together.
One. Yeah. So many rounds.
Yep. He had the endurance, and I fell flat. I couldn't do it.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens tonight. So we're going to get into this real quick, but let me just shout out any members in the comments real quick. I'm not going to be reading through all these comments tonight. People out there, still feel free to comment, though, because you can conversate with each other. But because we got a long game here, we do got to get things going. But we have a member in here. We always shout out the members. Tiana loves movies. How you doing out there, Tiana? Thanks for being a member and supporting the channel on that level, of course. But yeah, let's get into this first round here. Let's bring up a banner. We're going to do first all winners round. Okay. Just as a reminder, though, let me put this little banner up. If you love all winners, split that like and subscribe to support the channel. If you'd like a comment read live, split our eyes wide open with some super chats. Okay. And if you'd like to help choose a future live split topic, definitely consider those memberships once again. See, I tried to just use split as many times as I could right there. If you didn't
Don't split my eyes open, please. That was scary. I don't think I like that one. That one's scary.
All right. So we are in our first all winners round. And once again, before you show your title, let us know what the question is going to be here, at least before we vote, if anything, clearly, so we know what we're voting on and keep it yes or no question here. But Peer Hangout, are you ready to start this off?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'm going to go with the Christmas episode. I'm going to start off with the Christmas episode, and I am going to say that my favorite movie of all time, Hook, is a Christmas movie. It takes place over the children's Christmas break. They are on Christmas holiday in England. The beginning baseball game, Santa Claus is the umpire. It's also very closely structured to A Christmas Carol, where you have a grumpy workaholic Scrooge or Peter Banning who needs to find his inner child, or the Christmas spirit in A Christmas Carol, but here has to appreciate his family. You have somewhat like 3 different ghosts that are showing him his past, his time in Neverland. You have Tinkerbell taking him back there, and then Tinkerbell, when she like kind of grows up or whatever, gets big, that's sort of like a present when he realizes, hey, I have a wonderful wife. And then his future, his kids, they are his future. Or you could also look at Captain Hook as the future as well, because if he doesn't, change his ways, he could be just as mean and bad and cruel and negatively influential on his son as Captain Hook is. So I'm going to say Hook is a Christmas movie, even though I don't watch it every Christmas. I watch this year round, but I still think it's a Christmas movie. What do you think?
So let me jump in here. You yourself just said you watch it all year round.
I do that with Home Alone too.
Well, there we go. So that may not be a Christmas movie right there. I'm not buying Hook being a Christmas movie. Yeah, you have some Christmas aesthetics there, but when I think Hook, I do not think Christmas right away. So I don't know how you guys are leaning, but I'm feeling that this is not a Christmas movie here. But anybody else want to say anything, show their cards before we get down to voting?
I will say, I do love that film. And you made some really good comparisons I like the comparisons to the Christmas Carol. There's definitely winter in it because whenever they're in England, it's snowing.
It's snowing.
Now, the LA Christmas though, not Christmassy. They're playing baseball in the middle of the day, like it looks kind of warm.
Right.
I don't necessarily think, because most of it's in Neverland, I usually don't think of it as a Christmas movie, but you might have swayed me. I don't know, that you made some good points on that.
Yeah, that Christmas Carol connection, I think, is strong.
That was slick. That was pretty good.
And often overlooked, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got to watch out for Nate. He's here to play the game tonight. I don't know. I'm watching out for him.
You're trying to get in your butt.
I don't know. I think he's trying to get in our heads right now. He's playing the game.
Derek's
am I
got in
or
my
am I
head.
not?
He convinced me, but maybe he didn't. I don't know. I have to think about it.
All right. Everybody ready on this one?
Yeah.
I don't vote, right? Because
yes, you do vote.
Yep, you still
Everybody
vote. Yep, you still vote.
Yes. So hopefully you don't vote wrong, because actually this is a good time to explain the scoring system to the audience, which I forgot to do. But pretty much if you get a 3-3, that's a split the room. That's 3 points. That's the best you can do. If you get a 2-4, only 2 points. If you get a 5-1, you at least get 1 point. If you get a 6-0, which is tough to do but hilarious when it happens, you get 0 points because you yourself did not vote correctly. So, all right. So now, everybody ready with their answer?
Yeah.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh, lots of no's. One yes right there. One yes. Okay. See, Derek, at least you got 1 point.
Honestly, I would probably agree with you. I know Christmas is in it, but rarely am I like, this wonderful Christmas movie.
Actually, you about had me there.
You almost had me.
Hey, I wonder if George Lucas considers it a Christmas movie. He's in it after all.
Yeah, the little floating, him and Carrie Fisher floating kissing scene. Yeah.
If you said I only ever watched this at Christmas,
no, I don't.
I know if you said you did, might have.
Oh, I should have.
Yeah, right when you said that, I'm like, I'm going to use that right there.
Derek, next time lie. Lie.
Holy Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, we got Nate.
Okay.
We're
now,
ready.
I like to have a good time. I come on these games. I like to be a wild card. I'm going to take this approach. Since Derek goes before me, whatever category he does, I'm going to do the same one. Now, unless he picks something that I don't have a pick for, then I won't. Also, I didn't want to pick the category I won in unless I must. So I'm going to go Christmas too. I'm surprised nobody picked this. Again, I watched all the live streams. I didn't see anyone pick this. I'm going to make an opposite argument. I'm going to say this movie is not a Christmas movie. Even though it has Christmas in the title, I'm going The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, I understand Christmas is in the title. I understand there is Christmas in it. However, this is way more of a Halloween movie than it is a Christmas movie. More of it, it's all set in the Halloween town. Sure, they're starting to like, Jack Skellington wants to, introduce Christmas to them and things like that. Some would argue you could watch it at both times. Maybe, but I do not think of this movie as a Christmas movie. It's in the title, The Nightmare Before Christmas. So this is Halloween before it is a Christmas movie. It leans heavier on the horror aesthetics, the gothic kind of stuff than it does on Christmas and Christmas spirit. It's like pretty dark even for kids. So I'm going to say, no, this is not a true Christmas movie. It's more of a Halloween movie than it is a Christmas movie. It's way better to watch in October.
Is it taking place like Christmas Eve, like literally the night before Christmas? I haven't seen this one.
It's
is it during the Christmas season?
days.
It's all the time. It's Christmas town. It's Christmas all the time.
Yeah, so
and it's Halloween all the time. And he accidentally stumbles into the Christmas town. He lives in Halloween area, whatever. And he's like inspired. He's like, oh my gosh, I need to introduce Christmas into the Halloween town. But everyone's evil and bad and stuff like that. So that's kind of the plot.
So James, did you say you've never seen it before?
I have not seen that one before.
Oh wow!
It's almost like a reverse Grinch.
And
right?
there's always like so many movies that I haven't seen that people are like, oh wow. But I would say, regardless how you fall, Christmas or not on this one, it's worth checking out.
Okay,
great movie.
I'm going to say, though, don't check it out during Christmas. This is a Halloween movie. The main character is a Halloween character. All the main characters are Halloween characters. Yeah, you see Sandy Claus eventually, but he gets kidnapped. That is not a Christmas thing. That is terrible. And you just get a little glimpse of Christmas. So you much more are in the Halloween town realm than anything. And I think you would more rather see it on Halloween over Christmas. So I'm leaning.
Or could you watch it on both, and it's a multiple holiday movie?
And that's why it's a Thanksgiving movie.
Wow,
Oh,
yeah, that's right. I only pull it out for Easter. That's the only time I watch it.
See, when we get into all these different holidays, is it really sharing all those other holidays? Because those holidays do make an appearance with the tree symbols. But no,
I will say, ultimately, it is about the love of Christmas and sharing it with other people. However, there's a lot of Halloween in it too. So my point is, I think you can watch it at both, but I feel like it leans Halloween than Christmas, even though Christmas is in the title.
It's Nightmare though first. Before Christmas. It's not Jolly before Halloween. So
yes, but
if the movie doesn't have Christmas in the title, it's not a Christmas movie?
No, it can have it in the title, but that doesn't automatically make it.
Oh, so it doesn't have
but here's the thing. Did Scrooge in A Christmas Carol really have a nightmare before Christmas?
I don't know. Did he, Ben? I don't know.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying.
This might be a Christmas movie. But I don't know.
Okay, this is where we got to get the question straight. How we're voting on.
So is this a Christmas movie or not?
Or not? That's it.
Okay. So yes, it's a Christmas movie. Yep. No, it's not a Christmas movie. Okay.
All right.
I just want to make sure I got it there.
All right. Everybody got their vote?
Ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Reveal.
Yes, it's a Christmas movie.
Ooh.
I got you 1 point, though. With my own self.
I got you 1 point, though, Nate. 1 point for you.
And it's better than a zero.
Really
I'll get a zero here pretty soon.
Movie too. I was trying to be sneaky. I should have voted yes.
Same. I should have
1 point with the no. So
yeah, it's definitely a Christmas movie.
It's definitely, I agree.
But it does work on both. I legitimately think you can watch it either.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Wow. But I don't watch it on Christmas. I do watch it like kind of in November, maybe December 5th or something.
Yeah. There you go. Thanksgiving movie.
Yep. Yeah. Halloween, I definitely get the itch to watch it for sure.
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day here.
St. Patty's. I can see that. Yeah.
All right. Well, Corey, you're next. So what are you going to hit us with?
All right. I was trying to do a little something different too. Just like Nate was saying, like going with something the categories I didn't win or were not a part of. So the first one I'm going to start off with is, should it be a criterion or not? Ooh. And I'm going to start off with Cinderella. So I think this is one, I know it might be far out there, but we got, WALL-E into the Criterion Collection, and I think it's a great way to bring in some very classic stories, some classic artwork, animation, and this has all of those categories. It's a great story if you go back to look at it, with lots of roots into, books before this movie, and then also just the animation. This is back the classic Disney animation, the hand-drawn animation. I think it's one of those movies that if you think of Criterion of like promoting movies to preserve or to promote like the love of film, I think this has got to be on the list. So I was going out on the limb a little bit, and I think Cinderella should be a Criterion movie.
I like that choice right there, Corey. It's Disney. It's very classic, and we need more Disney movies on Criterion. So if I see a Disney movie come up tonight, I'm going to push for it for Criterion, definitely, because we need it. Give Disney some love. People love the movie. Put it on Criterion. Let's get some cool special features, all that good Criterion packaging. You could do a lot with it. So
yeah, and I can see somebody saying like, it's a kids movie. It doesn't belong in Criterion, but maybe somebody said that about WALL-E too, and I think that was well deserved to be in the collection. So.
Yeah, it's one of those all-time Disney classics like Snow White. You could certainly make that argument for sure.
That's actually my argument. Is I think Snow White should be in the collection first.
So maybe you should factor that into your decision on this. I don't know.
Maybe so.
Maybe I should reach back and grab for a Snow White. No.
I will say, I love the pick. I love that movie. I grew up. It's one of the 5 Disney films I watched a lot. My sister loves it, and she's 2 years older than me, so we watched it a lot growing up. Love it. My only argument against it would be that, well, one, it already has a 4K and a Blu-ray. They're not really going to do much as far as introducing it into a new format. And two, Disney has done some amazing releases of Cinderella already with tons of. I don't know how much more Criterion can add feature-wise to what Disney has done with the Diamond series and the Platinum
package it
series.
in a glass slipper.
I would. There you go.
That's why Criterion doesn't do stuff they don't do stuff like that. They're boxes only. They're not putting in a slip.
I tell you what, the time you say nobody can do more special features on a movie is when Criterion comes up and said, "Hold my beer. Let me show you what I can do." Criterion can bring it if they want to.
Yeah,
original
they would have to discover something that no one, even Disney, didn't know existed. So I don't know. That's my only argument because I do love the film, and I'm not opposed to classic Disney animation in Criterion. But
yeah, and this isn't a question of whether you love the film or not. It's whether you think it belongs in the Criterion collection. So yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, that's why I was like, I'll go with some different ones here tonight. So that's what I'm going to throw out.
Ooh. All right, everybody got an answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh, 2 yes. Two yes. So you get 2 right there.
Wow.
I like Derek. I like the mouse. I like that you had a drawing of the movie to each of your.
I'm being lazy and just wrote yes and no on 2 different things, and I don't have to rewrite it.
He has artwork on every single one.
I try.
All right.
But it's a classic, though.
Classic movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, had you picked Snow White, I would have said yes.
Okay, that's cool. No, it's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like yes, I agree, but not before Snow
But there's
White.
one that you would think would deserve it first.
First, yeah. It's a timing issue.
Yep.
It's just
I got
timing.
you. I can see that for sure. Yeah.
All right, Ben, bust it out. What do you got?
Well, I'm sticking right there with Corey. Should it be a Criterion? Criterion has some great films, some heart-touching stories, but none is more heart-touching and deserves to be on the Criterion collection than Richard Dreyfuss and Mr. Holland's Opus. A story about a man and his wife whose sole dream is to compose this opus with all his students for his deaf son, so he can understand this music and really feel it in his life and everything. The entire story's here. It's a touching story. It deserves to be on Criterion no matter what. Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss was awesome in that film.
He was.
I'll just say that, right? I mean, I'm not saying taking away from anybody else that is in it, but that's one I need to go back and revisit that one. That's a good one.
Has anyone else seen that movie? Because I have not.
I haven't seen it since I was younger.
Okay.
Oh, Mike.
I remember
you gotta-
hating it when
you
I was
gotta watch
younger,
it.
but it
Well,
came out when
really?
I
I
was
think
like
it will
8
hit you
years old.
different as an adult, though.
I think
Yes,
so
yeah.
too. Yeah,
It's
I think
kind of
so.
Forrest Gumpy, so I think you might like it, Mike. I mean, not in like silliness at all, but in a you get to see America in different
Yeah.
stages through the eyes of a
Exactly.
music teacher, and how time has changed during his tenure in that position.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
I
a
haven't
good
seen
one.
that
I'll
one either,
definitely
but
check it out.
Sounds
you
pretty
saying
good.
it's like Forrest Gump. I definitely that definitely pulls me in.
Mm-hmm.
But
I need
Forrest
to watch it
Gump
as
is
a
not on
grown up for sure.
Criterion, right? Forrest Gump hasn't even made it to Criterion.
It never
But
will.
should it? Maybe you should bring that one up, Mike, next time, and we'll vote on it.
Never will. They ain't gonna license it out. They make too much money on it. They're like, with this thing, we'll do it in house.
All right. Wow. All right. Everybody getting their answer? This is going to be an interesting one. Derek's writing it.
Okay,
All right.
now I'm ready.
Here's some music notes or
Did
something.
you draw a picture?
I'll do that right now.
He's drawing Bruce the Shark with a mustache.
1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh, 4 yeses, 2 no's though. 2
So
no's.
2.
2. Yep.
My marker's drying out.
That's why I'm cheating tonight. I got 2 different things, and I just wrote.
Now,
yes or
Derek,
no,
are
and
you
I don't have
playing
to-
the game, or do you think it's really a no?
I think maybe it. I mean, I know Criterion has a lot of mainstream stuff, but I feel like it might be a little too mainstream for me. But that's weird for me to say because I do like a lot of the mainstream stuff they put out. But when my mind like thinks Criterion, that doesn't pop up. You
Not
know?
your first idea.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me though. Like if that popped up, I wouldn't be like, "What are they thinking?" You know?
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, James. What are you
All
starting with?
right. Since we're talking about Forrest Gump, I'm going to go with the category of Oscar. Should it have won the Academy Award for Best Picture? It won multiple Academy Awards. It won 6, including Best Picture. And I'm going to argue that Forrest Gump deservedly won Best Picture that year. Now, in this year, it was going up against The Shawshank Redemption. It was going up against Pulp Fiction, which I think I have here somewhere. Yeah, it was going up against this great Tarantino film that I absolutely love. That a lot of people argue, should this have won instead? Should Shawshank Redemption have won instead? So there's a camp that says those films are more deserving to win Best Picture than this movie here. But to me, this is one of my all-time favorites. I think it's one of the greatest films ever. Just takes this wonderful character who is pretty ordinary, has a little bit of a disability, but shows him doing some amazing things, throughout his life. And it's incredibly funny. I love Lieutenant Dan and Bubba and Jenny and all the characters. It's just heartwarming. It's beautiful and it's epic. So I think it was deserving to win Best Picture. So I'm going to say it should have won Best Picture.
I agree, 100%. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So many quotable lines and just great moments. Oh, it's good. I like it much better than Pulp Fiction and Shawshank. Even though those are both great, I think I'd watch Forrest Gump more.
You know what? I'm in agreement. I think Forrest Gump. Shawshank's one of those movies. Like when it came out, it didn't even like do well. A lot of people didn't even go see it. It grew a life later, right? And I think Forrest Gump is one of those movies that at the time everyone loved it, and it has just kind of kept having that. I think more people can watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would show that to like my niece who's 12 before I would show her Shawshank Redemption or especially Pulp Fiction, so I think it's just, I agree with everything you said. I love that movie. It should have won all the Oscars. I don't care.
Yeah. And this is going to sound like heresy to say this, but I think, Shawshank's a great film, but when I saw it, I thought to myself, oh, okay. I wasn't.
Oh, wow.
Maybe I need to watch it again, but it didn't have the impact on me that I had heard it didn't quite live up to the hype that I had heard. at least on my first watch. But
I'm with you.
I mean, it's definitely a good movie, but
James and Nate,
like,
you're hurting me just a
okay.
little bit.
Sorry.
Hurting me just a little.
What was that?
I said, James and Nate, you're hurting me just a little bit. Shawshank is like one of my all-time greats. But anyway.
I agree. I didn't see it till I was an adult, and I don't want to use the word underwhelmed, but I thought it was going to be better to me than it was. I'm kind of with
and it's
you,
probably
Dave,
a case where I just need to just see it again. You know, maybe sometimes I see movies and I'm probably not, in the right mindset to see it. But when I see it again, something clicks. So that might happen with Shawshank. But
Forrest Gump got it all. Great score, great music, great characters, great acting.
It does have a little bit
Funny.
of everything for people.
Yeah.
There's some comedy, some drama, some romance.
So
There's a
cool.
lot of different things going on.
Push technology forward also with all the stuff Zemeckis was doing. I mean, we know him with a lot more of the showy stuff that he did afterwards, like motion capture. But here, a lot of it is hidden. But he did a lot in terms of pushing the medium forward, because a lot of people get stuck on the story. Oh, it's silly. But it's like, but also think about all the technological advances that happen through that film. So there's that too.
All right. Well, life is like a box of
agreement here.
chocolate.
I'm trying to win this game.
You never know how people are going to vote. So let's get to it. Everybody got a vote here. Ooh, all right. And so the question is, should Forrest Gump have won Best Picture or not? Correct?
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh, that's a first
You split it.
right
First
there.
split the
3
room.
Yeses, 3 no's.
Wow. Yes is up
James
top.
came
No's
to
up
play.
top.
James took the lead.
See, wow. James
played,
was all
sir.
quiet over there, just
Well
playing his
played.
boom.
What are you going to tell us next? Shawshank's actually the greatest movie of all time? And
Yeah, right. His next
I mean,
pick
I
is
voted
Shawshank
against
should have
what I
won.
believe because I'm trying. It's a
Smart.
game, right? So
Smart.
Forrest Gump is a great movie, though.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I can follow that up, but we'll try. Got high hopes. Okay, so let's go. It is Criterion sale season, so let's go with that themed question. Should this movie go to Criterion or not? And we're going to throw up Ed Wood. Yes, Tim Burton's Ed Wood right here. I think this is a great movie. It's black and white, so it does have a classic feel to it. So definitely would fit with Criterion. It's a very classy kind of movie. It talks about the director that made the Plan 9 from outer space. So it kind of has that historic context to it as well. You got Johnny Depp in there, an all-star actor who gives, I think, an award-winning type of performance. So Ed Wood is just so good. It needs to be remembered forever. Criterion can do a lot with it. Put it on 4K. Add in those special features, maybe get some featurettes and interviews with it all, because the Blu-ray doesn't really have much, and we need more for such a great movie from Tim Burton. I mean, I did a stream ranking all Tim Burton titles, and this was pretty high up there from everybody. So Ed Wood, yes, amazing movie. This movie should go to Criterion. Yes. All right. There we go. I'm not going to say nothing on my own, so it's up to you guys.
Would this be the first Burton on Criterion?
I believe so.
Is that right?
Isn't it?
I think so,
believe
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of Tim Burton titles haven't even made it to 4K. Like his Batman stuff has, but very few of his other titles even. But this feels like one. that
Nightmare
was-
Before Christmas? That's on 4K now.
Well, he didn't direct that though. He didn't.
Oh, that's
direct
right.
that.
I always
So-
get that wrong.
Invented it.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. No, you're right. I always get that
There,
wrong.
you know,
I get that wrong all the time. Thank you
So,
for
yeah.
putting me in my place.
We got to show Tim Burton some love.
But
here,
but here's the thing. I bring back up 12 Angry Men. As great as the Criterion is, Kino did it better by releasing the TV movie with that. I agree with this one. This one should not be on Criterion, but Kino should do it with Plan 9 from Outer Space added in.
Oh, Ben! Oh, you just
Oh,
changed
dang.
the chat. Holy
Mine's
Wow.
changing.
You want to talk
Incredible.
extras? That would be the perfect extra. The worst
you know
movie ever
what?
made on Blu-ray.
And they do it in 4K, right? Because
Yeah,
Total
in
Angry
4K,
Men was
yeah.
4K.
But Criterion can do it in 4K. And I think it fits Criterion style just a little bit more.
But Criterion will not release Plan 9 from Outer Space. That's the
Why
thing.
not?
Right, it's too low brow for them.
Well, why not?
Yeah. It's the worst
Do
movie
it.
ever made, Mike.
That's okay.
They're gonna do the
That's all
room
right.
next. You're gonna do the room next.
There we
Criterion
go. We get a
Room.
whole series. Criterion Cult Classics.
Criterion garbage. The garbage line.
I think they leave that
Ed
to
Wood is
Kino.
not garbage. Come on, this is one of the
No,
best
Ed Wood is good.
action
Ed Wood is
movies.
good.
This is excellent quality here.
I don't know how I feel about this one.
Oh
If
man,
they could put out pink flamingos, you never know, right?
See, they celebrating that.
That's true.
Come on. All right, this is tough right here. All right, everybody got an answer?
Maybe.
All right, 1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh, 3
You
yes,
did it.
3 no.
Oh, wow.
You split it. You split it.
Hey, I will take
Nice.
it. Wow. I thought that
took
was going to be a
Chris on that
1
one.
right there.
I would love to see that on Criterion. That'd be a good one.
Such a good movie. Oh my
Either
God.
way, I think Plan 9 from Outer Space should be in with it too.
Yeah.
All right, just
Yeah,
jumping
for
into the comments real quick before we move on to the second round. We do have another member in here, Caleb. Got to shout out my member. So welcome to the channel, Caleb. Thanks for supporting the
Hey,
channel
Caleb.
on that membership level. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to each other, of course. We got a great audience in here. Caleb saying Greed doesn't get a Christmas feel, to be honest. Which one? Oh.
I think that was it came shortly
Oh,
after
oh.
Nightmare. Yeah.
Tiana saying both Christmas and Halloween. Yep, loving some Tim Burton. Happy I just went for Tim Burton. Let's see. I would say Batman Returns is a Christmas movie, although I don't watch it around Christmas. Those are some good points
Yeah.
right there.
It's
A
definitely.
lot of people pull for that for being a Christmas one. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiana loves Cinderella.
Tiana, I know. You'd back me up.
And Derek is a great drawer. There you go. All right. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get into
Thank you.
second all winners round here. And Derek, you ready for this?
Yeah. Does anybody have Captain America: First Avenger? All I have is Civil War here.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
I do.
Back here.
So, yeah, if you can pull that out for me, Captain America.
Help your competition.
Okay, so yeah, so this is Oscar category. We're gonna go back to that. Thank you. And the song "Star Spangled Man" that happens in that movie, you know, when he's doing all the American propaganda and doing all the the touring and all of that. That was not nominated for original song, and I think it's integrated very well into the film. A lot of times best original songs sometimes are just in the credits, and it's like, yeah, I guess it's in the movie, but it's not in the movie, right? So I really do appreciate that. It was not nominated. It is a 2011 film. Songs that were nominated are well, actually, how many do we have? I guess we only have one or two. There were 2 nominees that year. One of them was Man or Muppet in the Muppets film, and the other one was Rio from the movie Rio, which I never saw. And I'm saying Star Spangled Man not only should have been nominated, but should have won against those other 2.
Can I ask you a question? Do you know this off the top of your head? Wasn't the song in the Lego movie nominated for best song? Everything is
think it was.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
think
so
everything is-
good though. That's so catchy.
Pretty sure it was.
Yeah, just based on the fact that that got a nomination, and it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad song, but it's in the movie. It's kind of goofy. It's kind of silly. It plays the same role as what that song does in Captain America.
Right.
And the fact that there was only 2 songs, you know what? Throw a third one in there. I like that
Exactly.
scene in the movie. I think it is an important scene where he's going around the tour and he's getting sick of it. He's like, this is all I'm doing for my country. I'm not doing enough. It's a great scene. It's a good song. I can see where you're coming from.
Oh wow. This is gonna be a
Is it
tough
the
one
most
here. I
memorable?
love
No.
the movie.
I don't
love
remember the words
movie.
to it, but I remember liking it when I watch it.
I just don't think of that song as a big selling point of the movie.
Of the
It's
film.
good. It's good, but I don't think of that first. Whereas with the Lego movie, I do think of everything is awesome. That's like the first thing
Right.
that pops into my mind. So
Well,
And then the Muppets film is kind of a musical, so that makes sense too.
Mike, do you think of that song from Flaming Hot that got nominated this year? When you think of the Flaming Hot,
Oh.
I don't even know that had a song. So sometimes it don't matter if you think of it about the movie because I don't even know what that song was. The Cheeto song. I don't even know what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know.
All right. Nobody's showing their cards here. I guess we're ready to vote.
Bottom row is very quiet.
All right. We'll
Yeah.
see how this turns out. 1, 2, 3, reveal.
A split.
Split. Look
3
at you.
no's, 3 yeses. Wow.
All right.
Derek making a comeback. Nice.
Don't
That was
call it a
great.
comeback.
All right.
All right, Nate. You
So
got
what
a
did we?
match?
Oh, we picked Oscars. Okay, so I got to go with my Oscar one because I'm going to match Derek pretty much.
Okay.
like that. For better or worse, if I get another one, maybe I'll stop. But we'll see how this goes. Now,
You're right.
the only one I thought of for Oscars, and this is going to be, I hope it's not too controversial, but hear me out. I watch the Academy Awards every year, and I feel like they're fine. They're good. Movies win awards. Cool. I do think, however, in general, they tend to be prisoners of the moment. I don't always think they pick the things that have the long-term lasting effect. See The Artist winning Best Picture, and nobody even will ever watch that movie again. Most like maybe Derek because he has all of them, but it's just not that movie. And I think even though what I'm about to say is a great score, so this is for Best Original Score. It's a great score. It is. However, I would argue it is a score that won for one piece of music, which would just be the theme of the film. I'm going 1994 Academy Awards, Schindler's List, won for Best Score, John Williams. Beautiful theme, Itzhak Perlman playing violin, I get it. However, the film that also came out that year that was not even nominated, and I think not only should have been nominated, but should have won, is also from John Williams, and it would be the score to Jurassic Park. I think it is far more memorable. I think if you think of the movie, the music is way more tied to it than the overall music in Schindler's List. I think not only is the Jurassic Park theme recognizable, there are multiple musical segments that you play it for somebody and they will know it's Jurassic Park. Yeah. Whereas if I play you anything else from Schindler's List that's not the theme, you won't know what it is. Yeah. And even if I play the theme for some people, they may not know what it is. So I think while beautiful, and I get it, Schindler's List was nominated for like 11 Oscars, 12 Oscars. I think Jurassic Park is the more long-lasting, great score that really fits its movie well. And it's John Williams. Either way, you can't go wrong. He wins no matter what. So my argument is that Jurassic Park should have not only been nominated, but won the Oscar for Best Original Score at that Academy Awards.
You don't need to convince me too much right here. I'm with you. It's Jurassic Park.
100%.
Such an iconic song. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think it's Williams' best score amongst, so many great scores. I think it's definitely at least top 3, if not his very best score.
Mm-hmm. More iconic than Schindler's List. Mm-hmm. Schindler's List will break your heart, but Jurassic Park just is a total masterpiece, in my opinion. And sold more records, by the way. More record sales. Not that matters, but it was more popular.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's
it right now in my head. I'm hearing it right now.
Yeah, and like you said, you could play it for somebody. They not only know it's from Jurassic Park, you could play different parts, and they could tell you what scene it is. Also,
exactly. Mm-hmm. The helicopter coming in,
has
the theme as well as the other. It almost has a second theme. It's so good. He's so good. He put 2 different things that could be the theme of Jurassic Park, even though there is only officially one. So all I'm saying is it got snubbed by not being nominated, but it should have won.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
So what's the official question?
Yes. What's the official question?
Should Jurassic Park have won for Best Original Score at the, I think it's like 66th Awards, 1994?
So should Jurassic Park have won? All right. Gotcha. All right. Everybody got an answer?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh, 4 yeses, 2 no's. So that's a twofer. I like the pictures right there.
Yeah, Derek's continuing with the artwork.
I feel like I sold it too well but I do think it should have won. It should have won.
I know.
I was gonna say no until Derek started talking.
When people were agreeing with me, I was like, I gotta vote no. but I do think it should have won. It was better.
All right, Corey, you're up.
Oh, okay. I don't know where I'm going to go with this one. I was going to go different, but we got a couple Oscar ones in here, so I might follow. Maybe I'll just follow suit for giggles. Okay, I'm going to do an Oscar one. I wasn't going to do this one, but I believe this director was snubbed in the Oscars. Should have won Best Director. So I'm going to say that Ben Affleck with Argo should have won Best Director, and that would have been that year. It was Ang Lee with Life of Pi that won Best Director. But I feel with this movie there was I don't know, it hooked me a lot more. There was a lot of the political intrigue. There's action. There's a lot of other things going on, and I think the directing of it, I think he did a great job. I never really thought of him as a director too much until this movie, and he sold me on this one. So I think he should have won Best Director for the Oscars with Argo.
Crazy, he wasn't even nominated.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, I think he should have. So not only nominated, I think he should have won.
Nominated and won.
Yes. Unless it gets me easier win if I just say should have been nominated, and I'll go with that. No, I'm kidding. I think he should have been nominated. And won. I think he should have won. It's a great movie.
Let me just double check. Best Director. Who else was nominated? Oh, Michael Haneke for Amour. Okay, not that. Ben Zeitlin for Beast. Not that either. Steven Spielberg, my boy, for Lincoln.
No.
David O. Russell, Silver Linings Playbook, and the winner was Ang Lee. Yeah, how the heck did Ben Affleck not get? Didn't he win Best Picture too?
Yeah,
and he wasn't.
Picture. And I remember when they won Best Picture that they made a big. They said, hey, they made a point of him not even being nominated and said, hey, here is the director of Argo, Ben Affleck, and brought him up there,
Yeah,
right,
to make a point that, hey, we just won Best Picture and you didn't even nominate him, So
how does that work?
And not
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, he got the Oscar for the producing credit.
Correct.
For, Best Picture, but he didn't get the directing win,
Not good enough. I agree with you, Corey. That was an outrage. I remember it being like, I was mad. I was like, how does this work? How does this work exactly?
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got our answers.
Yes.
Yep.
On 3, 1, 2, 3, reveal.
Sorry.
He's drawing Argo.
What is this?
There's going to be my 0 right now. That's all right.
I didn't see anybody's.
Nope, that's 0.
Oh.
Corey, you voted yes too. Come on.
Well, okay, but I'm going to say right now with this game, I vote how I truly feel about it. So I'll say that with all the questions on this, I vote how I truly feel on it. I don't.
I like that.
I'll vote how I truly feel on it.
I do for everyone else. I'm scared to do it for myself.
No.
Because
I like that, Corey. That's respectable. I like that.
Yeah, respectable, and I will respectfully lose today.
But you're definitely right. Hey, at least you could go down knowing you're right about Ben Affleck, because that
was
was
a great movie. It's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nate reading off the other nominees
reinforced it.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, how did that not happen?
Right.
We're like, Southern Wild. What else did he even make? I don't even know.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, what are you thinking?
My next pick?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Well, no, I was just looking through the list. I was like, which one do I want to go with? I'm sticking on the Oscar train.
Ooh.
This one should
have
have
worked for me. Probably should change.
This one should have won for Best Original Song in 1980, but it lost to Norma Rae. This is the song that started a franchise. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? The Muppet Movie, Rainbow Connection, should have won for Best Original Song. It lost to It Goes Like It Goes from Norma Rae. You can't tell me that Paul Williams and Kenny Asher didn't create one of the most iconic songs of all time that has been remastered and redone by various different artists.
Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson.
Mm-hmm. So if it had stood the test of time, it was truly snubbed from the Academy Awards for Best Original Song in 1980.
I'll say my point with this. I know the song Rainbow Connection, and I don't even know what that other song is. So whatever that means, that's how I'm leaning, because I don't even know what that song is that you said, Norma Ray. I don't even know what that is. Or the movie. I don't know what movie that's from. So.
And I will say this. I don't know any of those songs. A little before my time, I think. A little before my time. But I know the Muppet. I just don't remember if I've seen that original.
People sing that song like on The Voice and American Idol and stuff. They audition with it sometimes.
That explains why I've never seen it.
You ever been to Epcot, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah. The on Spaceship Earth. Every once in a while, they'll play that song and light it up into a rainbow.
Oh, look at that!
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
It not only opens the movie, it also closes the movie. So how can a song that was nominated that opens a movie and closes the movie not actually win the Academy Award?
I think it's because it was sung by a frog. I think that's the problem for a lot of people.
Was it truly sung by a frog, or was it sung by Jim Henson? Some would say.
I don't know.
Well, you're convincing me here. I think I'm on this Rainbow Connection train now. All right, everybody got an answer?
So
what's the question?
The wording of the question. What is it?
It should Rainbow Connection from the Muppet movie have won for best original score.
Okay.
Or song.
Original song. Sorry. Original song.
All right. Got an answer. 1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh,
Whoa,
that's a
he did
split
it.
right there.
Kermit.
Wow. That's a split.
Ben, you sneaky son of a gun.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Oh, wow.
Son of a gun.
So half of you love that Norma Ray song?
I already know.
No, that wasn't the question.
No.
The question wasn't, do you love Norma Ray? Should that one have won?
Yeah.
One, right.
Should they have won?
All right. James,
I want to
you're
look
up.
at the other nominees to see if there's any songs I actually heard of.
Oh, James, you're on mute. You there, James? You're on mute.
I'm here. Sorry about that. I was on mute.
No worries.
So I'm going to go with the category we haven't gone with yet, and that's funny movie, ? So is this a funny movie? And I'm going to go with, this is in the Criterion Collection, it's spot 157. It's from Wes Anderson, and it is the Royal Tenenbaums. And basically, this is sort of a dark comedy. It's a dysfunctional family led by the now retired but brilliant Gene Hackman as Royal Tenenbaum. And he leads his family. That includes Angelica Houston, Ben Stiller, Gwyneth Paltrow, Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson. You got Bill Murray in here, Danny Glover, just some great quirky characters. And I think it passes as a comedy, but it's sort of got that quirky, dark comedy humor in it that may turn some people off. So it's one of those titles that could be a little divisive when you talk about it being a comedy, but I think it's pretty funny. So the question is it funny? And I'm saying it is.
Wow. I'm curious to see how everybody else thinks of Wes Anderson here, because to me, he doesn't really make that funny of movies. Like, his humor is a very dark kind of humor at most.
You get it or you don't.
Yeah. And some people aren't even Wes Anderson fans. They're just like tuned out, bored by the movies. So is it really a laugh out loud kind of funny? Are you rolling out of your seat? I never get that from Wes Anderson, unfortunately. Maybe a chuckle here and there, a grin, but that's about it.
Right.
This is a good pick, James, because it's definitely divisive. So it could go either way. Sense of humor, especially humor, very subjective, more so than a lot of things. Yeah. Wes Anderson, to me, only makes comedies, and I hate all of his movies. I think none of them are funny. So I'm not a fan. I don't own any of them. I can't watch them. I walked out of that Asteroid City one. I couldn't even finish it. So
I haven't
funny.
watched that one yet. I bought it months ago, but I haven't. It's in my backlog. I need to watch it.
You'll probably finish it. I believe you will. I could not. I do think all his movies are comedies. I think none of them are funny. So I don't know.
So there's a thing of a comedy that's not funny.
Yeah, it's a comedy movie. Some other people like it. I don't think any of them. It's like Adam Sandler. Some people think he's hilarious, and some people think he's the stupidest guy on earth. To me, Wes Anderson's the stupidest guy on earth. I do not like his movies at all.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Not holding back.
No, I hate him. I don't like him.
And so the question is this movie funny or not?
So
right?
is it funny, or not?
Okay. Everybody got what they need. 1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh, let's see. 4 no's, 2 yeses. 2 for, yep.
2.
I
So good.
I agree with you, Nate. I don't find him funny at all.
And I should have totally voted yes there because I think Wes Anderson films are hilarious. I actually do really like them. He's one of my favorite directors. So I think his movies are pretty darn funny.
I agree.
I like Bottle Rocket. I don't know if you've seen that one or not, but
Yep,
that's
I got it. Yep, I
Wes
got the
Anderson.
Criterion.
Yeah.
Well, since we're all coming out with the truth, I'll admit it. I actually do hate his movies. I was not kidding.
Nah.
I do not. They do nothing for me. They
I
all
was
look
not
the same.
lying.
Yeah, they all have the same exact cast. They all look exactly the same. I'm not into
Bottle
it.
Rocket looks
Bro,
different.
don't fix it.
That's the one. Maybe I'll like Bottle Rocket, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to watch it
Check it
at this point.
All right.
You
Well,
all suggested. I'll get it.
I don't know if you're in the right state of mind to watch it yet.
Too angry. Maybe in like a couple weeks, I'll think about
Drink some
getting
tea, calm down, and then watch it.
Wes Anderson.
Got my peppermint tea right here.
There you go. See,
That's
that's
why
why
I love that.
James.
He said,
That's why James had a good time with it.
this movie's funny.
all right. Since it is Criterion sale season, I'm going to stick on that. So should this movie go to Criterion or not? And we got to go with Road to Perdition. Yes, another Tom Hanks movie right here, but it's a crime drama. It feels like it would be in the Criterion collection because Criterion loves their dramas. It's right in their wheelhouse. It's a very serious kind of movie. It really has some deep, dark moments. It's intense. It's thrilling. So this would be a heck of an entertaining movie to throw on Criterion, especially you put those great special features in there. You can put it on 4K. I mean, I had to get this like overseas Blu-ray because it was so hard to find. I couldn't find a copy out there, so I had to import this one pretty much. Luckily, it still played on my player. So let's get one to the States. That's nice 4K on Criterion, loaded with bonus features. Road to Perdition. I love this movie. It deserves some kind of good treatment. Why not Criterion? So yes to Criterion.
Well, there's no Tom Hanks films in there yet, so
Wow.
Which is
why not,
surprising.
right?
Yeah, that's surprising.
That's weird.
That does seem like a if we're trying to figure out what would the first Tom Hanks movie to enter Criterion. That one does make sense though. Like he's playing something very different than we normally do. He's very quiet in it, doesn't have a lot of dialogue. And I think of him as, somebody, his voice is so iconic that, we think of him and dialogue. So I think that would be an interesting, cool first choice for a Tom Hanks movie in the collection.
I'd vote for Big.
Big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
that's a good
Tootsie
one.
in
That's
there.
a
I mean,
fun
like Big to me, 80s comedy, but also has like a lot one. Other elements to it. I think that Criterion would do a good release of Big. I mean, they got Fast Times, they got Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I like
Big
it
would
better.
make sense too. Yeah.
Or
Road
maybe
to Perdition, though, you got
Philadelphia
him,
would be-
you got Newman, you got Daniel
Mhm.
Craig, you got some big names in
Law?
there.
Is that Newman's last movie too? Maybe.
It's
that
one
I
of
couldn't
them.
say.
It's one of them.
Cars isn't Cars his last? Like he voiced.
Oh, you're
I
right.
think Cars is his last.
Yeah, Cars.
And I still love that I didn't find this out till like much later that his son in that the younger son.
Oh.
He's Superman and Lois. He's Superman in the series now. Superman and Lois. I didn't.
Yeah,
realize
Tyler
that.
Hoechlin. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like almost. I might have even been an adult when that came out. So that was wild to learn that grown man in Superman and Lois, who I just assumed was older than me, was a child when I was an adult.
Yeah.
I remember when this movie came out because I actually filmed part of it next town over from where I live.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Cool.
Chicago.
it has that old, like we're in a suburb outside of Chicago, and it has that old timey like 20s vibe to the town. So they just filmed exterior shots down the road for that movie. It was cool. Tom Hanks was even here too, so he was filming some scenes. I remember I was in high school at the time, so
Is that movie based off a comic book or a graphic novel?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
graphic novel.
Not very Criterion graphic novels.
You could go back to a lot of Criterion Collection movies, even if they're not in circulation anymore. You got RoboCop, you got
That was when they were
Armageddon,
finding
The
Dazed
Rock.
and Confused,
They didn't know what they were doing back then.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Those are in there.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but that was when they were trying to get their foot in. They needed some sales.
Yeah, that was the
Let's get our foot in the
Laserdisc
door.
days.
Let's get some commercial stuff out there, and then we'll start doing what we
Dazed
really
and
want to do.
Confused is in there right now. Fast Times is in there right now.
Yeah, they sprinkle them in. You're in there.
All right, everybody getting an answer down?
Yes.
So, should Road to Perdition go to Criterion or not? All right, 1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh, I will
Split
take the
it.
split
Split
on
it.
there.
Oh, wow.
I voted no against my own one.
James has got. He's only multiple splits so far, isn't he?
Oh, I
Mike
think I only
has
have
2, I
one.
think. Yeah, Mike has 2.
I'm the
Oh,
only
James, I
one
thought you
with,
had another one.
with
No,
2
it's got one so
splits.
far.
So I'll
Oh,
show
okay.
I'll show the score sheet right now.
Okay. I
Rigged.
thought James had another one.
All right, so I have 2 splits. So in the lead with 6 points, we
You
got
go, Mike.
James and Ben have 5 points. So right behind, we have Derek with 4 points, Nate with 3, and Corey with 2. So still anybody's game. Still very, very
Except
close.
for
We got
me.
2 more rounds.
Better
so-
than
I
thought.
overstudied for this test.
Yeah.
If
I
Mike
didn't
wins,
study
I'm
at
calling
all.
foul.
There was
I'm
no
calling foul.
preparation at all from me. Besides making the stream. I don't know if that counts.
You needed to ask me to come to this 1 hour before it started, so that way I didn't know what was going on.
That's the way to do it, actually. I think that's the way to do it.
All right. So we are on to Derek here. For
Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna do an Is It Funny movie, and I think I want to go like obviously this movie was written to be a comedy, so I guess I'm not asking that. I'm asking, is it funny? Does this comedy work or not? And I'm gonna go with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg in That's My Boy. I hope people have seen this. I'm getting a lot of blank faces here.
I've
Nate?
seen it. Yes.
Okay.
I have not seen that one.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a whole subplot where Adam Sandler is doing this bet on like a marathon race, trying to guess who would win this race, and this person who would like win or go on to win the marathon just doesn't seem like somebody who would necessarily win the marathon. And they showcase that through a variety of ways. And one of them is to like prepare, or no, as he's running, people will take a quick sip of water, splash of water. This guy grabs gallons of chocolate milk and drinks those as he's running the marathon. And you think he's going to lose, obviously this guy would lose, but through some miracle, he ends up winning. I don't know. That's my favorite joke in it, is the chocolate milk giving him energy. But yeah, I think, this movie, I'm not sure if it would be made today. A lot of controversial, stuff going on in it, but I don't know. Still makes me laugh. At least the last time I watched it, which was many years ago. Maybe I wouldn't like it today, but I'm going to say it's funny.
See, I
It's
don't
all the more
remember
reason
seeing
they have
this
things on
one.
physical because of what you just said, because of how they sometimes try to censor things,
Uh-huh.
based upon, current day thinking.
That's
as opposed
true.
to preserving art as it was. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, this would be good for Criterion so that they could preserve it before they burn all the copies.
Cancel the whole-
Are we switching the question here? What's going on?
I remember seeing that movie at the theater. As a matter of fact, I think I went to an early screening of it, like an advanced screening of it. I do like Adam Sandler. Most Adam Sandlers. I do like Andy Samberg. And I think Vanilla Ice was in that. Isn't Vanilla Ice in that movie?
I think so. Yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
cameo. Yeah. That's all I remember about it, though, was those things. So I don't remember.
You don't
a lot.
remember the subplot of the race? So, oh man, I don't know. Like the whole plot is actually pretty terrible. But like when he's a young kid, Adam Sandler's a young kid, he gets in a relationship with his teacher, and then gets her pregnant with Andy Samberg, who then grows up, but he doesn't have a good relationship with his dad, because his dad's, like a partier, and he's a very responsible person. So it's, about them sort of
he's getting married. The son's getting married. And
the son's getting married. So, he's trying to get there for the wedding and everything. And, that's all funny and stuff also. But I don't know, that subplot with the race is what makes me crack up.
Chocolate milk
is the chocolate milk.
Inherently funny, I guess. When you're an adult, chocolate milk is kind of funny.
Right. Man, I should have picked something people knew.
I know. I'm like, where's little Nicky? Like, come on now.
That one didn't make me fall on the floor laughing like this one did.
Fair.
All right.
I guess this is just a shot in the dark for everybody.
I guess so.
That might be better. If everyone doesn't know, it might just be half and half.
All right. Writing our answers. 1. Derek, you got your answer too?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, reveal.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, Derek.
Oh, all right.
Ooh, that's 4
Two.
4 no's, 2 yeses. All right.
Yep.
That's 2 points right there. That's pretty good.
That's everybody's homework. But yeah, it wouldn't be made today.
Okay.
No. Like The Ringer. Remember The Ringer? I love
Yeah.
that.
Good.
Yeah.
Not make it now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Nate.
This is the first time I'm going to defer because I didn't want to pick the thing I won. So I'm going to go with the one everyone, like a bunch of people picked last time, which is the Criterion. Now, I have 2 choices here, and I'm scared to pick one, but I'm going to go with this one. This movie, a lot of people, still that to this day, a lot of people I talk to haven't seen it. These are my rules for Criterion. A bunch of people haven't seen it. It made $15 at the box office. These are good signs for a Criterion movie. It's a period piece. Criterion loves some period pieces. Very well shot. Beautiful. The little tag on the front says, "Imagine Alfred Hitchcock directing Wuthering Heights." That sounds very Criterion to me. Hitchcock, all this stuff. I'm going to go with a little movie, 2016. The breakout, in my opinion, amazing performance, Florence Pugh, Lady Macbeth. I don't know if you guys have seen Lady Macbeth. There she is. Florence Pugh. I actually saw this in 2017 in the beginning. That was when I first started podcasting. And I came on the podcast and I said, listen, you guys, this actress in this movie is outstanding. She's going to be huge, huge. And I'm not saying like, obviously I didn't discover her, but I did amongst my friends. I was like, she is going to be, and then she did like Fighting with My Family shortly after. And then she's in there. Now people know she's a great actress. I think Criterion would do well. The special features on this, check this out. Behind the scenes and photo gallery. That's it. I think there's more to this story than that, especially knowing what she became later. So I'm gonna put that one in. Lady Macbeth.
I don't know. With a Florence Pugh, all you may need is a photo gallery. It depends what the photos are.
Oh, and if you're into these sorts of things, very nude in this movie. So, I mean, some people like that. It's artsy. Criterion, artsy. I don't know. I'm just saying it's good. And if you haven't seen it, legitimately, it's a great film. I think it would fit in with their catalog.
All right, James, what are we thinking of this one? Because your face right there was hilarious. So.
Oh, you've seen it. James, have you seen that movie?
I have not seen it. I mean, it's a period piece. I mean, it sounds like, I mean, you said Lady Macbeth, so it's basically, her story, like an offshoot of the Shakespeare play Macbeth, right?
It has almost nothing to do with Macbeth.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. I know it's called Lady Macbeth, but
it's Hitchcock's version of Wuthering Heights. That's what it said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a seductive mix of sex and murder.
Okay.
I'm just reading quotes on the front. No, listen, great.
New York
movie.
Times says all time, but no, just kidding.
Yeah, Tiff.
See, you can have that or Road to Perdition.
This played at all the festivals. Road to Perdition had prestige. This had to do it from the bottom. Okay, had to do it from the bottom. Florence Pugh. From the bottom up. I'm just saying it's good.
In Criterion, you never know, right?
Exactly. No, it's legitimately good. It is. I swear. Maybe I don't know if I sold it right, but it is a good drama. Good performances. Good. The director of this movie went on to direct. I don't know if you guys saw this movie that came out last year called Eileen with Anne Hathaway and what's the girl's name? The girl from Jojo Rabbit and a few other movies, which was also really good.
Jojo? Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, the girl from Jojo Rabbit, and she was in Last Night in Soho.
Yeah.
Tamsin, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He directed that as well, which was also really good and low key and nobody saw. So maybe that could have been do a 2-pack of this director and just put them both in there. But I'm going to go with Lady Macbeth.
Okay.
All right. Everybody got an answer here? Should Lady Macbeth go to Criterion or not? 1, 2, 3.
Sorry.
Reveal.
You guys are. This is
Lots of no's right there.
good.
Yes.
That's the problem. I guess you almost have to pick popular movies because I feel like that's what happened to me. Nobody had seen it, you know. How do you?
Well, it can't be too popular or else Criterion don't want it.
Right, exactly.
Less popular.
I don't know. They have Fest Times at Richmond High. They have the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, but
Those
Ben,
are
they have like
popular?
Yeah.
1,300 titles, and then like 5 of them are like popular, and the rest are not.
You can hold all the popular ones, you know, in your hands.
That's okay. It's a great movie, though. I'd still recommend it. I think you guys should all watch. It seemed like nobody has seen
I'll
it.
have to check it out.
I've never even heard of it till tonight.
Y'all are missing out. I mean, if you like thriller, like period piece thrillers, it's good.
All
Thomas
right.
and Mackenzie. That's the girl's name. Yeah.
Corey, what do you got?
All right. I have no idea which way I'm going to go anymore. Since we did Criterion, I'm going to do that one again. Should it be a Criterion? We'll go with that one again. Director David Fincher has at least a couple that I know of that are in the Criterion collection right now, but I believe they missed the one that should have gone in first, in my opinion. So I'm going to say that 7 should be in the Criterion collection. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know they got Benjamin Button and The Game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
They
if there's
put in
any
his
others
worst
that I'm
film.
missing. What's that?
How did they put in his worst film, Benjamin Button? Doesn't make any sense to me.
My point is,
What?
this should have been like. I think this should have been his first movie into the Criterion collection. How about we put that? That's gonna be my question. I'm gonna make it harder. This should have been his first entry into the Criterion collection. His first entry should have been 7, not Benjamin Button, not The Game. I'm not saying I don't love those movies. This, if you're gonna pick one from his repertoire, I'm gonna say this should have been the first one to go in for David Fincher.
Yes, I'd agree.
You'll get no argument from me. That movie's awesome, and a lot of people know it. So,
And I'm still waiting for the 4K. Look at that. I'm still rocking the
Yep.
VHS. I got to get the 4K. Come on.
all right.
Yeah, no question. I'm losing this one.
All right, everybody getting an answer?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, reveal.
See, I told you.
Oh,
I vote how I feel on that one.
Oh,
I should have thrown a no up on there to get 1 point, but okay. On all honesty, I don't know how that one is not in there over the other two.
Yeah.
I did a
ahead.
quick search to see what came out first, 7 or The Game. If The Game had come out first, I wasn't sure on the timeline there. I would have said The Game should have been first. I would have gone chronological there.
I'm okay with The Game. I think Benjamin Button should be out of there, and Game and 7 should be the two that are in there. But
Yeah, I agree.
Or you
And
picked
so do
too
you.
good of a movie.
That's too good of a movie.
that's
All
all
right.
right. So I won't win the $10,000 prize that you were offering, right? That's what you said you're putting up for this one, right?
For grabs tonight is a digital trophy that you can print out and put on your fridge with bragging rights as the winner of winners. That's all you can win tonight.
I'm not
And
going
a very sincere congratulations. All right, Ben
yourself,
Buster, what do we got?
All right. I'm going to go with is it funny? Is it a funny movie or not? I mean, this duel, when you think about them, one movie comes to mind. This is not that movie. Is it funny or not? I really don't find it funny. Black Sheep.
Oh, I hate that movie.
I mean, it's. I mean, Spade and Farley. Everyone knows Tommy Boy. Everyone loves Tommy Boy. This is funny parts in it.
Vote for Donnelly.
Vote for Donnelly. Yeah.
Road, Road. Isn't that Black Sheep when they're Road?
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
high on the nitrous or whatever.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Well, and the pratfall he does down the hill is one of the funniest scenes in the
One
entire
of the
movie.
greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sounds pretty funny to me, Ben. Sounds pretty funny to me. This movie sounds pretty funny to me.
I mean, it's not Farley's best work.
Yeah, to me, it's just like Tommy Boy, but not as good. So why am I gonna watch that one over, say, Tommy Boy? So I didn't feel it was that funny. No, it's typical Chris Farley, like, oh gosh, yeah, right.
That's
by that time it's played out. By that time, 2 played out. Story doesn't hit, so I don't really.
So is Adam Sandler's shtick. It's all played out.
I
but
know.
people still watch
After
it, find
Little
him funny.
Nicky, it was all downhill. I agree. That's why he
I
had to
would
go
argue-
to Drama with like Uncut Gems.
I would argue Sandler plays characters though. He plays characters. Chris Farley played Chris Farley all the time. Pretty much. So
I
a
really
little
want to
different.
see Shrek with Chris Farley. I don't know.
I heard some of the audio. It sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Mike Myers was better though.
He was better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember when I watched it, I laughed a lot. I was younger. Me and my sister, we cracked up. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't co-sign to this one. I think that movie's really funny. I'm not saying it's as good as Tommy Boy, but it's still funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's like saying filet mignon's better than a New York strip steak, but they're both pretty darn good. They're both pretty darn good.
You're hungry. You're gonna eat one of them.
You're gonna like both of them.
Yeah.
It depends on where your wallet is.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right. So is Black Sheep funny or not? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Reveal.
I'll lose this one.
Ooh, 5 yeses. 1 no.
Reese's cup, or is that a pie or
Peanut butter cups.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Go for some peanut butter cups about now.
Hey, that's one better than what I did the last time. So there you go.
Same as me. I only had one.
Man, I'm surprised you guys find that one funny though. I just could not get with that movie at all.
Oh man, it is.
It is.
It's funnier
I
than
love
every Wes Anderson movie, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just you gotta poke James.
Leave Anderson out of this. He's not in this.
You
stuff
could
right
watch
here.
Black Sheep and get more funny jokes than every single Wes Anderson
It's a
movie
different.
combined.
It's a different humor. It's
Wow.
a different,
Funny-
it's a
funny
different
humor.
humor.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I laugh out loud with Farley, but Wes Anderson is more of a
Makes you laugh internally. That's not the same.
I see what you did there.
clever. Yeah, clever.
Ah, funny.
All right, James, you're up.
All right. All right. I was trying to see which way I want to go. I'm gonna kind of go a little out there. Superhero. I don't think we've done the superhero question yet, have we?
I don't
Not
think
yet.
I don't think so.
So I'm gonna go with Lucy here,
Mm.
and I'm gonna argue that it should be a superhero movie. You've got, of course, ScarJo. I love ScarJo pretty much in everything, except that one. Oh gosh, Under the Skin. That is one that I just couldn't get with that one. But in this one, she gained some, supernatural or some superhuman powers, getting access to 100% of her brain. And so she, gains superhuman powers in this movie, telekinesis, telepathy, control over electronics. So she's able to do some, some superhero things with superpowers. And, now the argument against it is that there's no like true antagonist in this film, so to speak, but she does get some superhuman powers and is able to use it to go up against the bad guy, so to speak. So I'm going to argue that this is a stretch, but it's a bit of a superhero movie.
Is it based on any comic books, graphic novels?
It is not. So that would be an argument against it. But you could say, hey, it's a superhero movie because it's an original work, not based on any previous source material.
It's a Luc Besson film.
Luc Besson.
Very
It's a
French.
stretch,
That movie. Yeah.
I'm sort of
I will
stretching
say-
here a little bit,
Well, I think you make some valid points. For one, she gains powers. She does.
Mhm, for
She
sure.
gains the ability to use all of her brain, and that actually gives her like literal superpowers.
Yep.
The only argument I have against it is she's kind of a horrible person at the beginning, and she gets the powers like as being a drug mule, like by accident, and then and she doesn't really like do anything heroic other than just like try to get back the people who did it to her. So that's the only argument against it, because I do see your point though. It's like 50-50 there.
So may not be a hero here. Super, but not a super hero.
so like Deadpool isn't a superhero then?
It's more like an anti-hero, I guess.
See, here's the thing.
No, I'm just
Here's the thing about Lucy. You got to look back in the annals of hero-dom and comic books and everything to realize that this sounds a lot like Sylar from Heroes. The man hell-bent on collecting every power available to him.
He was bad, right?
Yeah, he was. He was a bad guy.
You're saying she's a super villain.
She's a super villain. So it's not a superhero movie.
Another argument in her favor is she is teaming up with Morgan Freeman here, and Morgan Freeman, of course, teamed up with Christian Bale and Batman. So
how can you vote against
reference?
Excited.
Horrible analogy, but
Sylar almost killed Hayden Panettiere in Heroes. So
this is a secret Batman movie. Maybe.
It's
Mike, you've never seen Lucy?
Prequel.
Huh?
Mike, you never seen Lucy?
I remember way back when, but I don't have it in my collection because I only collect, really hardcore superhero movies. To me, this is like science fiction, action movie. Not much of
It's
a
very
superhero
weird too.
film.
It's really
Yeah.
weird.
It's no
this is one
Howard
of
the
those.
Duck.
It's sort of a one-time watch kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a bizarre film.
It's entertaining enough, but it's not.
She's really
anything
good in
that
it, though.
I'm desperate to return to.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting the answers here. Is Lucy a superhero movie or not? Ready? 1, 2, 3, reveal. 4 no's, 2 yeses. That's a 2. Nice.
I've never seen it, but it sounded good enough to me. Could be a superhero film.
Sold.
It's like a 6 out of 10. It's worth checking out.
I think I have that movie too. Matter of fact, I'm like, yeah, it's weird, and I own it as well.
All right. Well, let's talk about a 10 out of 10 here. I've been doing pretty good with Criterion, so I think I will stick on the Criterion train here. So should this movie go to the Criterion collection or not? Well, this movie was nominated for Best Picture not too long ago. We have Past Lives. Come on, an amazing A24 film. It is a foreign language movie, perfect for Criterion. You got a drama, romance in this one. It's so intense. If you're not crying by the end of this movie, oh my gosh. And that is perfect for Criterion. What other label would do this? No other label. Boutique style Criterion. Let's go. Let's get it on 4K. Let's get some extra bonus features in there. Oh, this would be such a delight to have on Criterion. So I got to shout out Past Lives.
I love that movie. So good.
That was my favorite movie of 2023. I loved it.
So good.
Got to give it the love. It's all about the love.
I didn't say that. I'm just said that's my favorite movie last year.
I know you want it on Criterion, Nate. I know you do.
I do love it. It just came out. It just came out and already has a release. I feel like it's too soon.
Blu-ray, Shmoo-ray. Not a lot of bonus features in there. We could do something more with it. Come on now.
They've done some recent ones on Criterion.
Becoming a dark horse Best Picture winner, but I didn't see any way it was going to beat out Oppenheimer. But
no. But I was mad that it lost like everything. I was like upset. I was like, really? Like this should have won more things.
Yeah.
The script's amazing. Like the screenplay is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got an answer. So should Past Lives go to Criterion or not? 1, 2, 3, reveal.
I'm down with that.
Ooh, 3 no.
Split.
Another split.
You are the king.
Killing it, Mike.
A third split. And I will just say, I hate that movie. It is awful. I do not like it in my collection. So, yes. I despise it.
You don't even vote what you really think, Mike. Come on.
You are
Hey,
so
we just playing the game here. We're just playing the game. That's what it's about.
Sneaky.
But no, I really don't like that movie. I wasn't crying at all. I thought it was weird. Oh, gosh.
Oh, you didn't
Weird.
like Past Lives, Mike?
I did not. No.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm usually
I don't
not-
know if I... Go
I
ahead,
was going
Mike,
to say
sorry.
I'm not as much into foreign language films to begin with. And then to have this weird romantic drama where it's like this girl's already married and then she's like flirting with this other guy far away. It got a little creepy for me by the end. I'm like, I'm not feeling the romantic sparks here.
I tell you
But
what, open yourself to. Oh, go ahead, Derek.
Oh,
sorry.
I was just gonna say everything you described though feels very Criterion though. Maybe
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I won't buy it, but
all I was gonna say is open that door to international films, and you'll find so many great stories out there, and so many different ways to tell the stories. And I was the same way for a long time, but man, there's so many great films out there. If you just open that door, you can find.
Sometimes
so many
I
more things
open
to
the
watch.
door and good things come through, like Godzilla -1, Parasite. But then sometimes we get a seventh seal that sneaks in there, and I'm like, no, close the door, close it down, put it down for a few years. We'll see what happens later.
But that's
Mike,
also
you
like
gotta
saying you're
rewatch
not
the
gonna.
Seventh Seal. You gotta rewatch it.
So much.
But do you love
God.
every movie you go to see in the theaters that are mainstream in the U.S.?
Wait, what?
Do you love every movie that comes out in the U.S. mainstream in the theater?
More than past lives.
But not all of them, right? So you don't stop going to the theater, so don't stop exploring those international films. There's so many good ones out there. So many good ones.
We got to give them a list.
I will give you a list, and I'll hear on some stream how many of them he hates.
Right.
Is it the subtitles? Like you don't like reading the movies?
Well, because so it moves pretty fast, the subtitles for me. So like I really have to pay attention and follow along, and then I lose what's going on in the scene. So it has to be a really like intense, thrilling action movie to keep me really going, which Godzilla -1 is totally that. Parasite, it's like really thrilling and kind of a, I don't know how you would
There's
say
parts
it.
where they're
It's
not
really
talking, and you
good.
could actually like watch the screen more. So
Yeah. Whereas past lives, I'm getting bored very quickly, and then I'm like, I'm bored, so I want to stop reading this, but I have
So
to.
you're saying, Mike, it needs to be English dubbed for you for the.
Oh,
this
I love
Criterion
dub. I'll
collection.
take dub
Yeah.
all day. Give me dub on anything. I'll take dub. I'm a dub person.
But you'll do good with action and even violence in the
action.
movies, or not?
No, I like action. Yeah, give me action.
One I watched earlier this year, I keep on throwing out to people: The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil. That's a good one from South Korea.
All right.
Watch that one. Action, crime.
Mike's
thriller,
gonna watch it
drama.
and come back and be like,
I
"This
hate
movie's
it.
terrible.
I hate
hated
it. Why did Corey? That's the last one I ever listened to.
Why is this
from
movie so
Corey.
boring? I had to read. There's no dub."
Like if I have to read, you gotta hit it out of the park. Like you gotta be really good.
Train to Busan. You've probably
Oh,
seen
I
that.
do like
that's a-
Train to
that's a good
Busan.
one.
That is a good one. Yes,
Yeah.
because that's like nonstop like horror zombie.
Okay.
action.
So
that-
one of the
Pan's Labyrinth. That's a great. It's
Oh, I
Spanish.
do have Pan's Labyrinth. I
One
do
of the
like that.
actors from Train to Busan is in Gangster, the Cop, the Devil.
Oh, okay, cool.
The big stout guy, the big strong guy.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
blank on his name, but
Mike's
All right,
making
Corey,
mental
You
notes.
opened up the door now. Now I can just kind of peek outside, see what's out there.
He's gonna watch one, not like it, and give up.
and then shut
I'm
the
out.
door hard and never listen to Corey again.
All right. We are now on to our
Four.
number fourth all winners round.
Doing
Derek,
horrible.
what do we got for number 4?
I'm going to do the rotten or not. I'm going to say this movie that was critically panned is not rotten. And I guess if anybody's seen me on a stream or watched my channel extensively, you probably already know. But this is Lady in the Water. One of M. Night Shyamalan's films that is incredibly hated, and I find it very poetic and beautiful. And it's like a, it's like a bedtime story. That's how it started. It's a story that Shyamalan told to his children, and then he's like, you know what? I think I want to make a movie of this. And he did, and I found every review I've ever read talks about behind the scenes stuff as to why it's bad and never really focuses in on the movie. It's just there was a lot of negative behind the scenes stuff going on, and it's hard to find a review of any substance really on the film itself. But I find it really interesting. Everybody's like really swinging for the fences, going further than I think a lot of people do in kind of maybe not his movies, maybe in his movies. But yeah, I don't know. I find it very beautiful. Great score. Working with various story tropes and sort of bringing them forward so that we can see them as tropes, which I think is fun. It's not like hidden or anything like that. He's kind of showing you the story writing process and how you come up with characters and make them unique. And I don't know. I like all of that about this movie. So I'm going to say Lady in the Water, critically panned, very hated. I'm going to say it is very good.
Yeah, I saw it when it first came out. What year did that come out? It came out quite some time ago, right?
I would get. Well, I'm seeing
2007.
06 on here.
Like late 2000s or whatever.
Yeah, maybe 2006 is what I'm seeing.
Sounds about right.
Okay, yeah.
And then Derek, just to clarify the question, it's for the Rotten theme, right? So is this a Rotten movie, or are we going that way with it?
Well, is that, did I do it wrong? I thought it was like Rotten or Not. I guess I'm trying
So
to
is
say,
the movie Rotten or Not then?
so I'm trying to say this movie is considered rotten.
Okay.
I'm saying it is not rotten. So I'm going to say,
So you're saying it's the opposite. Okay.
yeah, this movie is not rotten. Agreed.
So if we vote yes, that means we agree with you.
Yeah.
That it's good.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
good.
Not rotten.
Yes, good, no
Yeah,
bad.
this is a good movie.
Yes, good, no
Good
bad.
movie.
Got it.
So yes, good.
Is that the
Keep it
one
simple
where
for me.
I saw that at the theater 2007? I was like in high school or just finished high school. So I didn't like it. I have not watched it since. I remember it has one guy with one strong arm and the other arm's like weak. And
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti was in it. And
And he has a stutter. Everybody has like something very unique about them.
yeah.
A unique trait about them, or a physical trait, or something like that about them.
The movie you described sounds great. And the
Yeah,
movie I remember was not. So but I'm torn here because it's also been like almost 20 years since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a fun ensemble.
And I know
think.
I've seen it, but what leans me to feel like it's more not good is I like most of Shyamalan's movies, and I know I've seen that film, but I don't even remember most of it. It's it's probably like for me forgettable in his filmography. So that kind of leads me to think probably
Bad.
on the lower end.
I have not seen this one, so I can't comment too much here. I do like Shyamalan's movies in general, but I heard such bad things about this one. So even when I did a Shyamalan ranking stream, I was like, no, that one I will skip. I'll go to the other films.
I think I was on that stream.
I can't wait to see Trap though coming out in a couple
Oh,
of
no.
months.
Yeah.
Josh
Yeah.
Hartnett. Yeah.
But I'm gonna temper my expectations going in because I went in with high expectations for Maxine, and I came out kind of like down here.
Mm. Well, I feel like with Shyamalan now, you kind of do have to go in with low expectations. I mean,
Bring
you
it
know,
down.
he really did well early on, but
Yeah,
lately, The Happening
So I'll
and
temper them
Beyond.
going
kinda
in.
got-
And
I
Yeah.
like seeing Josh Hartnett though back in Lead
Oh,
Role,
yeah.
though. Yeah.
yeah,
All right, so let's get to the votes here. So is this movie good
Yeah.
or not?
Yes, good, no bad.
All right, 1, 2, 3, reveal.
Two yeses. All right.
2 yeses, 2 yeses.
I always encourage everyone to watch it. It's one of the ones I promote the most on
I
my
need to
channel.
rewatch it. I need to rewatch
It's
it.
true. Like I remember seeing your rankings, and it's like every time I go and see one, that thumbnail pops up at least 4 times with that movie in it. So
Yeah, and I was on Dell's movie swap, and that's the one I had him watch. I think he walked away, kind of liking it, not loving it, but
It's not streaming anywhere, unfortunately.
yeah.
I mean, you have to like rent it. 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. Definitely rotten.
Oh,
You're right about that.
yeah, definitely rotten.
I don't follow that though. They do so many.
Yeah,
No, I mean that just for the spirit of the question. If it falls.
Yeah.
right.
All right, Nate, what do we got?
All right, Derek, we're back on the train. Now that you picked a different category than the funny one, I'm going to also go with this category. Now, this movie that I'm about to pick has a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes with the critics and a 32 with audiences. So somehow audiences liked it less, which is weird and rare. This is a movie that, to me, I'm going to go Corey here. Like, this pure, got to go with my heart. I love this film. This movie's one of the, to me, it's a seminal movie in that, like, this is the movie that made me love watching movies in the movie theater. It came out when I was a young kid. I I saw it in the theater. I want to say I was 8 years old when this movie came out. I definitely was 8 years old when this movie came out. I saw it in a packed theater, and this is like 90s. So this came out in 95. Standees everywhere, merchandise, like everything. And it worked for me so well at that age that I was like, I want to see every movie in a theater for the rest of my life. And I pretty much have adhered to that. I see everything at the theater every chance I get. Now, I do think it's legitimately good. The movie, this one, a lot of people don't like it. Batman Forever is the movie. Batman Forever. Now, on the pro side, one, amazing soundtrack, great soundtrack. This was, at the time when that sort of thing was cool. It's not really a big deal anymore, but great soundtrack. Legitimately, I think Val Kilmer is a very good Batman. And this one's dark. This is not, a lot of people lump this in with Batman and Robin because Joel Schumacher directed it. But this one, story-wise, leans a little more to still the Tim Burton stuff. Visually, it does not. It's more colorful. It's more, like kids for toys and things like that. But narratively, it is still a little darker. You have all the stuff with the visions of the bat and the, he's kind of dealing with that and his parents' death. I love Jim Carrey in this film. This is when he was like at his peak still. Like 94 was his best year, but this was right after that. A great Riddler. And I feel like this is a good mix of the Burton kind of darker Batman stuff and then the old kind of 60s campy Batman stuff.
Holy rusted metal Batman.
Exactly. Yeah, you get Robin in here. I think I hate Batman and Robin, and I love this movie. So I don't lump them in together. To me, they're two separate entities that just happen to have some of the same visual flares. But I think this is a legitimately good Batman movie. I don't understand why people still don't like it that much.
Interesting. Very interesting here.
And I think, Tommy Lee Jones is playing a very different type of Two-Face. But when I look at that, and I do agree it's not, necessarily like maybe comic accurate. But when we look at the actor, Tommy Lee Jones, I feel like he's showing some of the furthest range we've ever seen. Ever. He's trying to get on Jim Carrey's level. You can see him, like aiming for that. And he's taken some big swings, and I always feel like I got to commend him for that. A lot of people are like, oh, it's all wrong. It's all wrong. And it's like, maybe, but it's okay to
it's
change.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. And they are like two little kids robbing a candy store. Like it's fun to watch him take those big swings like that, which we don't really see him do.
I agree with that. I think this has the entertainment value a little ratcheted up compared to, and I love Batman and Batman. What's the second? Batman Returns. But this one's a little bit more. I get some of the nitpicks and some of the legitimate gripes. I'm not saying it's a perfect film, but I don't think it is 41%. I don't think it's rotten. So my question is same like Derek. If you like the movie or think it is not rotten. No, if you agree and you think it's a piece of trash.
Yep.
All right.
I thought it was okay when I saw it, when it first came out.
All right. Everybody got an answer? 1, 2, 3, reveal.
Oh, I got 0.
Oh yeah.
Corey, you see, I did a Corey. You know what? I feel good.
Yeah,
I feel good about it.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I'm also glad everyone here likes it.
Except I think I've done it twice in this game so far. So
that's all I have to say about it. That's all I have to say about that.
I'd rather be amongst other Batman Forever fans and get 0 points than around people.
Right.
I like it. I like it for exactly the same reasons you do, Nate. It's a little mix of both the Burn series and the 66 TV show. And 66 TV show is the one I watched even before the Burn stuff. So seeing that up on the screen, I'm like, oh, this is kind of like I'm back in that mindset again. So.
And Val was a good Bruce too, not just
he was.
Batman. He was a great Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he was.
I agree.
Now Clooney was the Batman and Robin one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Horrible.
He's a better Bruce Wayne than he is Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
But still not better than any.
But still worse at both than anyone else.
Yes,
Right, exactly. But still
Yes.
All right, Corey, you're up.
Wow, I'm just doing so well tonight.
You can only go up from here.
No, I can go down.
I went
still.
down.
Yeah,
from
I can still
1
go
to
down.
0.
I'll try a different category. How about is it funny or not? We're gonna do is it funny or not? We're gonna go with Half Baked. This is a movie that you got one camp that it's hilarious. You can just throw it in, have a good time, laugh about it. Another camp that says this just chalks it up to fart jokes and drug jokes and it's lowbrow and not really that funny. So I'm just throwing it out there. See what you think. Is it funny or not? Half Baked.
I have not seen this one, so I have to hear what you guys think on it.
Honestly, if it wasn't for a movie like Half Baked coming and releasing out, I don't think Seth Rogen would even have a career with some of his movies that he's made.
So it's one of those movies like
It was the renaissance of the stoner comedy.
It was.
Yeah. Half Baked. I hate what's the guy in it? Is it
Jim Brewer?
I hate Jim Brewer. I do not think he's funny. But I love Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
I do think he's funny. So yeah, I remember liking this quite a bit when I was younger, but that's another one. Like I have not seen it in forever.
I like that third friend too. Is his name Harlan Williams? Is
Yes,
that right?
Harlan Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Harlan
Yeah,
Williams.
that just popped
He
in
was
my
pretty
head. Yeah, I like him a lot.
because he's a rocket man.
I'm torn here.
Yeah.
I remember him as the cop in Dumb and Dumber that pulls him over and drinks the pee.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing that thing. It's funny. But Half Baked, I'm torn because I remember liking it, but I haven't seen it in a bit.
All right. Everybody got an answer here?
Quick round.
Yes.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3, reveal.
There we go. Oh, I
Got one,
thought
no?
I got another 0,
Yeah,
but I got 1.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie, so
Oh,
I haven't
gosh.
seen it. I don't know if it's funny, so
I thought I was going to get another.
well, you get one there. See,
Yeah,
you
the
went
last
up.
guy you brought up, I always forget his name. I always thought he was funny, but the whole with the police horse, that whole scene cracks me up. Buttercup.
Pick me up
Nobody
some
else
of that
knows what I'm
we used
talking
to
about,
eat
but-
back in the day. What was that called?
What's that?
Oh, I was just one of the inappropriate jokes. Pick me
Oh,
up some of
I'm
that stuff that we used to eat back in the day. What was
Oh.
that stuff called?
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
Isn't that the movie where doesn't he say he needs a bacchiotomy or something like that? That's where I have a cousin who always says that. I'm pretty sure it's from Half Baked. Like something with his back and it hurts, and he says he needs a bacchiotomy. I don't know. It's a kind of a funny line. I'm 99% sure it's in Half Baked.
I believe you're right, Nate. I believe you're right.
All right, Ben.
What to do? What to do?
Get those points. Get those points.
All right, I will go. Not in my wheelhouse, but I'll go. Should it be on Criterion or not? It should, in my opinion, it should be on Criterion in 4K. The colors would really pop. The makeup in this movie is phenomenal, so it will look awesome on 4K. The practical effects in this movie are amazing, and we don't have anything directed by this director on the Criterion. May I present to you your consideration for the Criterion Collection? Dick Tracy.
Oh my gosh, you literally took one of mine. That was I have
I
that.
have
written
that in
down
my pile as well. Let me remove it now.
for
It's in here
Criterion.
somewhere. Yep, I had it ready to go.
I make that argument all the time.
Yeah. When we talk about what movie of somebody should be in here, honestly, Dick Tracy doesn't get the love it deserves. It needs a 4K release. Criterion would do fantastic with it. I mean, you can even get Warren Beatty out there doing interviews about how much he loves this character and how much of an douche he is for not releasing it so we could get more Dick Tracy movies. Well, but he could talk about how the filming, the aspect how Al Pacino got a nomination for Best Supporting Actor as Big Boy Caprice in this movie, how it won for Best Original Song. It's an award-winning movie, an Academy Award-winning movie. It might not be like best.
7 Academy Awards.
It was.
Yeah.
And I mean, what better than that to bring to the Criterion Collection, because it's an award-winning movie and one of the greatest movies that doesn't have a 4K out there today.
It was one of the most nominated movies of that year too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, best cinematography was nominated for best supporting actor, best art direction. Where it won for best cinematography, best makeup. It won best original song for Sooner or Later. I Always Get My Man. Music and lyrics by Steven Sondheim. Yeah.
I love Dick Tracy. Madonna's best acting that she's ever
Yes,
done. Definitely better
exactly.
than Swept Away, Mike. Remember? Swept Away. I will say, to me, the weird thing about Dick Tracy is I loved that movie when I was a kid. I love it now. But I know a lot of people who don't like it, and I feel like over time it's gotten a worse reputation over time as a Batman knockoff. Oh, Batman 89 came out. This is just trying to capitalize on that with the comic stuff and the, edgy. It was edgy, for PG-13, like PG or PG-13. I think it was PG-13. Even whatever it was edgy for that range. PG. Very violent. Very Madonna's wearing some skimpy stuff, and
she just leaves you breathless, doesn't she?
Yeah, breathless. Yep, exactly. And I feel like it's gotten a reverse thing of like it's less popular now because it was a big success, like you said. It made a ton of money, and it was nominated for 7 Academy Awards. And now people are like, I don't like that.
But the funny part is when people compare it to Batman being released or right around the same time, they ran simultaneously in the comic strips and newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
It was Batman, Dick Tracy, Batman, Dick Tracy.
30s heroes. And I mean, they were trying to capitalize.
Yeah, they were.
But, it was kind of like, 30s superhero? That's what people are 30s, comic hero. That's what people want to see. And that really wasn't it. It was people wanted to see superheroes, but it didn't quite work out because, they tried the Phantom and the Shadow and stuff like that, but it didn't quite pan out.
All right. I do like that movie personally.
It's a good one.
I don't know, but I do like it.
If it's not Criterion, it just needs a 4K period.
I'll take a 4K period for anything.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, reveal. We got 3 yeses, 3 no's.
Split the room.
All right.
That's the way you're supposed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I really do think it needs a 4K, but not on the Criterion. Maybe Kino. Maybe Kino.
One of my questions, though.
They did Mystery Men, so
Kino needed to get it before Disney with the whole rights thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Warren Beatty wouldn't even release it. He wouldn't even release the rights for them to even do it on 4K.
He's so weird. He gotta go.
Yeah, he still owns the rights to everything Dick Tracy right now.
Yeah. And he's holding on to it on purpose. Yeah.
And he occasionally films something with him dressed up as Dick Tracy so that way he can keep the rights.
Yeah. And it's usually on the TMC.
Yes.
It's like a little special. He just did one maybe like 2 years ago.
And see, there's your extra features you could put on the
That's upsetting. That's upsetting.
Yeah.
He needs to stop doing that.
Yeah.
All right. James.
Right. I'm going to go back to the Is It Funny category. And I'm going to go with Fargo. Of course, I got this on Blu-ray, got the 4K upgrade. I need to put this
There goes one of mine.
To see, I'm expecting this to be a nice upgrade. So I love this film. Love the Coen brothers. This is one of my favorite Coen brothers films. I like the humor in their movies, even though they can be, obviously very serious, like No Country for Old Men. But there's humorous elements in there. And I just love the quirkiness of these characters. Frances McDormand playing Marge Gunderson, the police officer, investigating this crime that William H. Macy is getting some henchmen involved in this, in this scheme that he's concocted, and he's funny as a used car salesman. Just his mannerisms and the way he plays his character, and Frances McDormand and her husband are funny together, and just really funny, quirky characters. There's an element of seriousness in there, but there's a bit of humor in there as well. So I'm going to say that this is a funny movie.
Yep.
Do you agree? Is it funny to you? Do you like the Coen brothers humor?
I feel like this is one of their I would still call it, funny probably, but where they do make, their comedies like Intolerable Cruelty and stuff like that, where it's more obviously humorous, or The Lady Killers and things like that. And you have the very serious stuff, like, I mean, even though there's humor in it, but like No Country for Old Men, I feel like this one really does like ride the middle of their spectrum, like right in the center.
Yeah, there's some dark stuff in that movie, but then it's also really funny. Even just the way, like, even Frances McDormand, just the way she talks is funny. Yeah, I do. I think that movie's funny. I like the Coen brothers style of humor. It kind of works for me. Yeah.
William H. Macy is just hilarious in this.
Yeah.
When he's a horrible criminal. So he's he's about to get caught, and he doesn't have a good poker face, and he's really funny in it.
Oh yeah.
Corey's staying quiet over there. I don't know what he thinks of the Coen brothers.
I'm actually not listening. I just already picked my answer already. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
All right.
I like the Coen brothers. They put out some good movies for sure.
All right. Everybody got an answer? 1, 2, 3, reveal. Lots of yeses.
Ooh,
One no.
Okay.
One no.
I should have said yes.
I know you're like, I like them, but you're like, nope.
So you don't think it's funny because you said you always vote true.
Yeah. No, but I like the movie, but it's, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a funny movie, but you saying that, I wouldn't like argue on that either. But no, that's my true first initial impression of the movie. But I still really like that movie. That's not a reflection on what I think about the movie.
All right, we're going to keep this train going. Yes, Criterion again. If the train is going, I don't get off the train, okay? So, should this movie go to Criterion or not? We're going to go with Blood In, Blood Out. I think this is an excellent movie, kind of a crime drama. You can also think very street level type of movie like Menace to Society, which is on Criterion. But why this needs to go to Criterion especially is this does not have a higher than DVD release currently. No Blu-ray release, no 4K release. We need to get this one in at least some high definition. Yeah, put it on 4K if you want. Heck, I'll take a Blu-ray from Criterion at this point. You can really do some amazing stuff with special features here, and just the quality would be outstanding. And once again, it's what Criterion focuses on a lot: dramas, crime movies. They did Menace to Society. You can do Blood In, Blood Out. Let's get this movie some good Criterion treatment.
Who directed that? I have not seen that one. Who
Yeah, I've never
directed
seen
that
it either.
Taylor Hackford.
From the director of Devil's Advocate. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. See, more people need to see it. How are people going to see this if we don't
It's on
get the
Hulu.
boutique label treatment?
Yeah, it's on
Well,
Hulu in HD. So that means there is a master somewhere. Someone got it.
Yes. Their name is Disney.
Oh, it's a Fox movie.
It's a Hollywood Pictures
Oh, that's different.
movie. Yeah.
Hollywood Pictures. Good
So,
luck with this. Good luck.
We
with
gotta
Wait a
let
fist-
it. We gotta let it go to Criterion. Come on now. We need to.
Part of me is like, is Mike just 1 point away from catching up to somebody, and he's got to throw?
He's got 3 split the rooms. I think he's
He'll
winning.
do the yes, and then everybody
Yeah.
else do no.
He can't be trusted.
I don't know. I don't know if I can trust me right now or not. You know.
If he gets a perfect score, I claim shenanigans. He's the host.
He's in our mind.
I told you no preparation tonight. Okay, no preparation. I'm just going in blind. So
Winging it.
that's it. Just winging it. All right. We ready then? Okay, let me get my answer. I don't know how I'm
Yeah.
gonna vote here. All right. 1, 2, 3, reveal. Okay, lots of no's. I'll take 2 yeses though. Take 2 yeses.
That's a good one, Mike. I like that movie. I haven't seen it since I was very young.
Oh, you actually have seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was on, I mean, maybe it was a rental, but I feel like I watched it on Cinemax. And then I had a friend in college who loved it. That was his favorite movie of all time.
I never.
A lot of my friends who live in California love that movie.
Yeah.
A very California movie.
Yeah. There was somebody at the theater that was like, hey, could you do a review of this movie for me? That's how much he loved it. And that was like the first conversation he had with me after I told him about my channel. So
Nice.
there you go.
Yeah, it's pretty popular. I wouldn't call it like a cult following, but the closest thing to it. Like it has a pretty good following. I've never even seen it though. I need to check it out.
So Mike and Derek, do you recommend this as a watch? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's intense though. Be ready for it. It's very intense.
Yeah.
It's a long movie, so
It's a good movie.
set the time for it.
Benjamin Bratt,
Dang movie.
Thomas Wilson,
And like you
Billy
said,
Bob
I'll
Thornton,
go check
Danny
it out.
Trejo.
Then. Yeah.
like how it fits into sort of the street movies they've been including or beginning to that and I think they should include more. That's a good comparison.
Dangerous Minds. Criterion Dangerous Minds. Put it out. This is another one. It only has a DVD, I think. It doesn't even have a Blu-ray.
I think the same thing with like Dead Presidents as well, right?
Same thing. Yep, Dead Presidents as well. That's right.
That would be a good one for sure.
That's a Hughes Brothers. Didn't they do? They did Menace to Society too, right?
Yeah.
Get them on the phone.
All right. We are on the fifth and final round. We will look at the scores here to see where we are at. So let's look at the scoreboard, everybody. So I'm in the lead with 11 points. But James is doing great as well. We have 8 points right there for James. Ben is doing good too. We have 9 points right there.
Oh, nice.
Right behind. Very nice. Let's see. Derek. Derek's doing pretty good too. 8 points. Nate with the 4.
You can skip
Corey
mine.
with the 3.
You can skip mine.
All right.
I can't believe how horrible I am at this
It's
game.
all for fun. It's all for fun. Getting recommendations out there, talking about movies.
Yeah.
All right, but hey, we still have a few people that could win here. If I get a 0 on this one, a couple other people get 3, changes the game. So
That's true.
all right, Derek. Very
Oh,
important round.
I need a prop really quick.
Ooh, I like just getting the props out. Ooh. He's gonna draw us a whole art.
Okay. So, well, this movie might be a little familiar here. We got some more Dick Tracy stuff about to show up here for us.
Nice.
I want to know if you think. I'm going to say Dick Tracy is a superhero movie. Sure, you might be like, no, what are you talking about? It's a gangster film, it's a gangster film, and it's a comic strip and everything, but a superhero movie, how could that be? But consider his rogues gallery. They're all very specific looking people. Earlier, I had drawn a flat top. Actually, I got him over there too as a mug. Prune face and what's his name?
There's Mumbles too.
There's Mumbles,
Yeah, Mumbles.
Prune face, little big boy, little
Big
face.
boy. Yeah, I got
flat
Big Boy
top,
over there.
Itchy.
Yeah, and so you have these
88
villains that are very specific and stand out very much, just like maybe Batman. Okay, we have there's an example there. Batman doesn't have any superpowers. He's super wealthy. Dick Tracy doesn't have any superpowers. But he's good at some fisticuffs there. He's good at boxing, fighting with his fists, and Batman has all that technology, and he has that two-way radio, which eventually turned into like a two-way like television screen on his watch. So there is some futuristic things about that. So I'm going to say Dick Tracy's more than a gangster film, and it is a superhero film.
He
So
invented the Apple Watch. Dick Tracy.
yeah, basically.
He was way ahead of his time.
You
That one's tough because it's definitely a comic book movie. Comic
Yeah.
You
book,
Yes.
yes.
even have it on
You-
the top of your hat.
Superhero.
I like that.
Yeah.
It
I
is,
definitely like the
because-
rogues
because
gallery
if you-
argument.
If you're counting Batman in as a superhero, what did Batman start off as? A
Detective.
guy in a costume fighting crime.
And he's
Same
kind of
way-
in a costume.
Same way Dick Tracy is. Batman's Rogues Gallery did not come in play until after Dick Tracy's was already established.
And basically, Dick Tracy is just not a vigilante. That's the difference.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, he's like a cop. Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Detective. So I'm going to say he's a superhero. That's enough to qualify this ordinary man as a superhero.
Has a costume, has villains, invented the Apple Watch. That's pretty good.
A very iconic costume,
Yep.
Yeah.
I might add.
That's true.
So, if you think about superheroes as being icons or iconic, he is a very iconic figure.
All right. Everybody got an answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, reveal.
Oh, dang.
Oh, yeses. Wow. 6
Well,
yeses.
I'm glad you all agree.
You missed us.
Exceptional
Like Nate
all-star
said,
cast
I'm
too.
glad to be in this company.
Right? It's the best
Well,
consolation prize. Everybody
Right.
like, thinks the
It's-
same as me on this one.
It's one of those things. I think Batman's a superhero, so
Right.
he kind of falls into that.
Yes.
Iron
Same
Man.
And he's a
vein.
detective as well. So, you know.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Iron Man's just a guy with a suit.
Yep.
Yeah, great
And lots of
example.
money.
Put on the suit.
Like he has less at his disposal, and he also has to follow the law. But you know, a lot of those other things I think fit
Yeah.
All right.
just enough. Just puts him over.
All right,
Okay.
Nate, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the Criterion one. I'm gonna pick the other movie instead of Lady Macbeth, since no one knows what that is. I think everyone here knows what this movie is. This director has already had a film that's in the Criterion collection. This has an actor who is one of the best. You could make a case the best actor of all time, and if you don't think he's the best, he's one of the best actors of all time. This just has like Blu-ray releases with nothing on them, basically. Special features, a commentary, and like a little making of featurette. But I want more. I love this movie. I think this is this director's best movie. I'm going Michael Mann's Last of the Mohicans. Should be a Criterion. Another period piece movie, beautiful cinematography, one of my favorite scores of all time. And somehow still underrated. I would say an underrated film. Honestly, I think you say Michael Mann, this is usually not the first movie people think of. They think Heat right off the bat, usually. And Thief is in
Or
the
Thief,
Criterion
yeah.
collection. Yeah. And I think this is a superior film, personally. I like Thief. It's good. This movie's amazing. Yeah. So I think it hypothetically, obviously, because this is a Fox movie, so probably won't, but it should be in the Criterion collection. It's a fantastic film. A little bit more of a popular film, but popular yet underrated.
It's kind of lost a lot of its popularity over the years. It's become underrated, I feel like.
I will find
Forgotten
you.
the time.
I
Yeah,
will
Daniel
find
Day-Lewis.
you.
Yeah, amazing villain in it too. He's like, this
Yeah,
guy's
Wes
cutting people's
Studi.
hearts out. Yeah, I love
I'm sorry
Wes
if you
Studi.
already said this, but does he have any of his films in the Criterion collection
Thief.
yet? Thief,
Yeah, just
sorry.
one.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, this should be the second. Madeline Stowe, great performance. And it's historic. It's based on history, you know. I think French and Indian War. So yeah, I think it kind of meets all the criteria for a Criterion.
I see what
Ah!
you did there.
Wonderful.
Look at that right now.
I'm with you.
All right. Well, I have not seen this one, so
Oh, you got to get on it. You're gonna fall in love with that score, if nothing else.
The score's so good. So good.
Yeah.
Remember they used it in a Nike football commercial one time with Adrian Peterson. Michael Mann filmed a commercial for Nike.
Oh,
And it has
that's
Adrian
right.
Peterson running and like doing all the, and it has the Last of the Mohican score on it. It's like the greatest commercial ever.
I forgot about
I know
that.
there's something about the why that was not nominated for best score, and I think it like changed hands halfway through the filming production or something like that, where I can't remember, but there's some reason why it wasn't nominated. Because
It's two
why
people.
wasn't it nominated? It's like, I don't know, behind the scenes type stuff caused it, to not qualify. I can never remember what it
It's
is.
music
though.
by Trevor Jones and Randy Edelman. So yeah, maybe they combined to do it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and they weren't working together. It was just, like, oh, I have to stop. I can work on something else, and then like someone else took over. So it
That
wasn't.
makes it even better. The fact that they didn't even work together and it still and they came out with that score is
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it worked out, and that's why they couldn't be nominated. But look into that because I could be wrong.
Mike, see this movie. It's great. You like history. It's
Oh,
got
I know I'll like it. It's just in my
war,
mouth right there.
violence, love story. You know, I know you like love stories. It got everything.
Oh yeah, you sold me.
It's a good one.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, reveal.
I had to get 1 point. I had to do it.
So did you just lie though?
You stinkers. Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna
playing
lie.
the game.
Okay,
playing
that's
the
the
game.
lie.
I couldn't get 2 zeros in a row. I love this movie. It should get a
Yeah.
in a 4K, because all they got is Blu-rays that with nothing on them.
All right, Corey, you're up.
All right, pulling up the rear. Since we've had the Dick Tracy was kind of piggybacking off of somebody kind of pulling from the same category. I know it's not the same movie for me on this one, but I know James did it earlier with Forrest Gump that year. Whether it should have won Best Picture. I'm going to go with a different one that year that should have won Best Picture. And I'm going to say that Pulp Fiction should have won Best Picture that year. So just looking back at that again, we had Forrest Gump, we had Four Weddings and a Funeral, Pulp Fiction, Quiz Show, and the Shawshank Redemption. Even though I love Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, I think, is one of those movies that it kind of changed some of the filmmaking, the storytelling, the timelines within that, and it influenced so many movies after that as well that I really think that should have won Best Picture that year. Crickets.
You know, when we were talking about Forrest Gump, one of the reasons I thought maybe it should have won and was because, you know, sure, you know, maybe some of the story feels a little plain or something, but it really pushed the medium forward. And this one maybe didn't in terms of like technology or anything, but it did bring back that sort of nonlinear narrative, which was really cool. Plus, it did a lot of things for independent cinema, really changed the business there. Yeah. And like you said, influential. And, you know, that's different than technology advancements, but it's stuff that is just as valid and worthy of Best Picture. Like, you know, that I think that's why there's so much controversy with this year. There are very specific things you can point to, maybe with all three of those movies where it deserves it because of this. And it's like, yeah, this one doesn't have it, but it has this, which the other one doesn't have. So I always understand why that year is so controversial, because there are great things happening. That's all deserving.
Well, and I tell you what, I would not want to be one of the people picking between Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction, and Shawshank Redemption. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You got those three up against each other. And no offense to the other two, but man, those three in the same year, that would be for me personally, that'd be a tough vote.
The most impressive thing that film does is make John Travolta relevant again.
Oh, sure. Point, yeah, sure.
He's a joke at that point. You know, he's like, oh, look who's talking. His heyday was in the past, in the 70s, early 80s. And then here he comes in this movie, and he had a whole second career after this. Yeah. So that's impressive, too.
It's also fun when a movie can bring movie or music back into relevance as well, too. And some of the soundtrack. Quentin Tarantino does that pretty well with a few of his movies, where you bring back some of these tracks that you're like, oh yeah, I do remember that. And then they get popular again. And I think that's plays to the strength of the movie, that it can not only John Travolta, like you're saying, brings him back into relevance. You got music even that's coming along for the ride, and the soundtrack that brings back the popularity of it.
The dialogue is incredible.
Yes.
So many memorable lines. I mean, the writing is just top notch. I mean, just incredible.
Yep.
Wonderful film. I kind of wish it came out like the year after.
Right.
Yeah, right.
You know,
well, yeah, there's some of those years where like, could you have spread it out?
Win in 95.
Yep.
All right. So Corey, question one more time.
Should Pulp Fiction have been Best Academy Award winner, Best Picture for that year?
Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, reveal.
Oh, look at you.
Seriously?
You split it.
You split it.
I
voted
was even being honest.
I voted for Forrest Gump last time. I had to stick with it. I can't change my mind now. But
that doesn't mean anything in this game, though.
Yeah.
But
I voted.
You're right. I was telling the truth, and there you go.
Darn it! Why did I do that? It doesn't mean anything. I'm so far behind. It doesn't mean anything, but it's a moral victory for me.
Yeah. Go out that way.
Ended on a strong note.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Ben.
Let's stay on the Oscar train. Not only was this movie nominated for Best Picture in 86, Best Director in 86, Best Actor in 86, it lost all 3 categories. And honestly, I want to say that this should have won at least for Best Actor, because Harrison Ford in Witness is amazing. Not just this, but the entire movie in general should have won an Academy Award.
It's a great movie.
I mean, it's a story, for those of you that don't know who are watching, it's a story about a kid from an Amish community who witnesses a murder. And played by Danny Glover, who's after him, and then they go in. So the detective assigned to it is played by Harrison Ford. So he goes into the Amish community to protect the kid and his mother, and ultimately he learns how they live, and they learn a lot about him. And it's 2 worlds coming together to merge as one, in an aspect to save this kid from being killed by these killers who are showing. It's also the feature film debut of Viggo Mortensen, for people who don't know that. Yeah.
A great actor.
So you're saying
it should have.
Yeah.
I'm saying it should have won. Harrison Ford should have won Best Actor for that role.
Okay. Can you, Nate? Have you pulled up?
I have it right here. We had William Hurt for Kiss of the Spider Woman, James Garner for Murphy's Romance, Jack Nicholson for Prizzy's Honor, and John Voight for Runaway Train.
William Hurt won that year for Kiss of the Spider Woman, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen any of those movies. Any of those 5. I've never seen Witness. I didn't even, it wasn't even on my radar till that Arrow came out, and then everyone was saying it's amazing. I never even considered it, honestly. So I need to check that one out. And other ones I haven't heard of.
I mean, to let you guys know about the Academy Awards that way, Best Director went to Sidney Pollack for Out of Africa. He also won Best Picture. I mean, it says right here too, it was also nominated for Best Original Screenplay, which it won. And it also won for Best Film Editing. Original Score it was nominated for. Best Cinematography was nominated for, and Best Art Direction was nominated for. So it was nominated for a lot, but didn't win. Only won in 2 categories of the 8 that they were nominated in.
All right, so just to clarify, what's the question again?
Harrison Ford should have deserved an Oscar for this role.
Okay. All right. I see Nate thinking over there.
Because I haven't seen it. I don't know if he's better than the guy who won. Because I do love William Hurt.
I haven't seen Kiss of the Spider Woman, so it's hard to say, you know.
Ben, you made a great argument. I will say that.
You don't hear a lot though about William Hurt being somebody who should not have won. You know, that's not like common knowledge. So maybe he did deserve it.
Yeah.
And a little tidbit:
William Hurt should not have won this.
Coming into the new Captain America movie, he replaces William Hurt.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And Ben is just saying he has just wiped. Rest in peace. He just wiped him off the face of the earth. Harrison Ford. Just take everything William Hurt ever had.
All right. Everybody got an answer here. 1, 2, 3, reveal.
This might be my worst one.
You split.
No, I split the room.
Gotta split.
Wow. I was expecting a split. I was expecting at least 1.
That bumps you up.
That
You
does.
got 11 points.
Yeah.
You're still in it, Ben. You're still in
That
it.
would be 12 because I was at 9.
Yep, that's
12
12 points. That's 12 points. You're right there in the game.
And I
All
got
right,
my
James.
my
Hey,
3.
James can get there too, I think.
I only have like 5.
All right. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to go with Criterion, that this should be in the Criterion collection. I'm going to argue for a Pulp Fiction to be in the Criterion collection, just based on, I think someone mentioned, you know, obviously it's a huge impact on independent cinema, so it's highly influential. Of course, you know, it has, you know, high mainstream success, and, you know, with this association with the 90s indie boom, it might spark some debate. about whether it fits in Criterion's, emphasis on historical significance and cinematic innovation. But I think that its impact on independent cinema is worthy of consideration. I think it's one of Tarantino's best films, and I think there's an argument to be made that it should get consideration to be in the collection. But I can also see where some may argue that, it's too commercially successful, too popular, too mainstream. Maybe it shouldn't be. But then there's an argument that says it should be considered to be in the collection. So it can go either way,
Yeah.
That's where I think it opens the doors a lot when they start bringing in ones like Wall-E and some films like that, where you look past the commercial success and look more at just the impact and the significance of the film in general.
Yeah, my only thing is it does already have a 4K, nice slipcover, nice steelbook option. I mean, it really has everything. I even think you got some special features on there. So, I mean, I'm sure Criterion could do a little bit more, but could it do that much more to justify it for a Criterion for that big expensive price? Whereas maybe we want other titles to go to Criterion before that one gets another release. That's my only concern right there.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it, because I've always seen it as if you are added to the collection, it's more like, oh wow, this is an honor, it's like you're being included, in the best picture category or something like that. Less like, okay, what do we have? Do we already have special features? Is it all do we already have that format? Things like that. So that's an interesting way to look at it, Mike. I never really thought about it that way. I've thought about it more as, adding a film to the pantheon sort of thing.
Yeah. And it would be the first Quentin Tarantino title in Criterion, correct? We don't even have, say, the Kill Bill movies. I would love to see Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, as the first Quentin Tarantino title before we get Pulp Fiction. So.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, before anything.
If I had my choice, it would be either Pulp Fiction or, Kill Bill 1 and 2 in the collection.
And I'd do Hateful Eight.
I would do Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown.
I would lean towards Pulp Fiction. And there's no slight on any of the other films, but just where that hit in his, his career and what took off after that.
You know what they should.
It's about important classic and contemporary films, and you can definitely argue that this is an important, contemporary film.
Yeah.
What they should do is one of those little director box sets, and literally all the ones that don't have 4Ks yet, put them in there together. Like Jackie Brown, the both Kill Bill movies, Django Unchained, Hateful Eight, and do a little. You can make a case that all of his movies are culturally relevant, important to cinema. He's only done 10 with the 2 Kill Bills. Death Proof could be probably the only one you could argue against that I'd be like, yes, I get that. The rest, you could make a solid case for any of them, honestly.
Yeah. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're waiting for his retirement, and they're going to make a nice box.
A whole big thing. Take all my money because I'm going to buy it. So.
They're going to come up with these like giant director series sets. It's their career,
kind of like the Columbia sets. Yeah,
but one director.
Yeah,
they have the
that'd actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, they should do it.
Well, they're doing it with Hitchcock. They have all the Hitchcock ones together.
Yeah,
and they have a lot of Hitchcock separate too.
Yeah,
all of them that they have the rights to. There's just some they can't grab into the.
Yeah.
I'd love a full Hitchcock set.
Yeah.
Get them to collaborate and work together to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't he have a film though that, or maybe it's a couple that does not exist anymore, like missing films? Yeah. So obviously,
the only way
British and silent films though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm okay.
Yeah. And then that's when you would need like maybe like a special feature on that.
They recreate it with puppets.
Yeah.
It's enough to make it like a short film, like a 5-minute, 10-minute short film on there. As a special feature on there.
I'm okay with not seeing it.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool as a feature. I don't need like the whole.
Right.
All right. Well, back to Pulp Fiction. Should Pulp Fiction go to Criterion or not? Everybody got an answer.
Strong argument for and a strong argument against it, so it can go either way.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Reveal.
Oh,
yeses.
Crushed on that one.
Oh,
Too
man.
good of a movie.
But you're in good company. Always remember
I was
that.
trying to sway people to vote no. You know?
That's what I
Didn't
have
work.
one sitting over here for that I was thinking about that was going to be a Criterion one that I think too many people would vote yes for. So maybe if we have time, I'll pull it out. But we'll wait.
Both of mine did the one. I voted different than y'all on both of the Criterion ones. The bad category for me.
All right. I feel like playing a little bit dangerously here. I've
Live
been
on the
on
edge, Mike.
I've been on the Criterion train, but it started to slow down in the last round. So let's jump off that train. Let's move to something else. I would not feel right even winning if I do win, if I did not at least have a superhero question answered. So
There you go.
should this be, well, is this a superhero movie or not? Simple as that. Is it a superhero movie? So I just got this nice box set in of the Toxic Avenger. So we will talk about the first one here. The Toxic Avenger. It's an Avenger. It's in the name. He gets superpowers. He's a scrawny little janitor, gets all these powers, and then he starts avenging. He starts saving people, getting rid of the bad people. He's definitely super, and he's heroic. And he got a blind girlfriend, and, you know, it's a little romantic in there, too. It's just a little sugar on the top there. But yeah, Toxic Avenger, he has to be a superhero, right? I would think so. But some people may think of this as a horror movie, a monster movie. It's Troma. It's not MCU. It's not DC. It's very gross and graphic. So is that a superhero movie? Maybe. Maybe not. I'll let you decide. All
They're
right.
gross, but they still get girls.
Is there a comic book associated or some kind of? Is there?
That's a
there
good
comic book?
question. I don't think there is.
Nope.
I think
Nope.
Troma invented the character, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
But did it come after? I thought there was one, but did it come after the
It
film?
came after. There was also a cartoon
Yeah.
show that came after.
Yeah,
Yeah. Toxic Crusaders. I grew up on
I
that.
will
Yeah.
say, I've never seen this movie because I don't know, Troma. I saw one Troma film and I was like, this is not for me. But I mean, by the definition, a normal guy falls into some ooze, gets superpowers, and avenges and fights bad guys. Sounds like a superhero movie to me.
Yeah.
Well, what do you got,
Brow,
Derek?
maybe, but it sounds like
Look
look at
at
that for kids.
Right
This is
there.
a cartoon show, the
Toxic Crusaders.
the color
What is
forms
that?
playset.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
It even inspired other superheroes. How
He
amazing.
had action figures. I remember when I was a kid, there was Toxic Avenger action figures, everything.
Oh, nice.
Sounds like
You
a
remember
super-
those?
It's one of those 80s movies that, hey, this is not for kids, but here's a cartoon show for kids
Right.
type of thing. So, yeah.
RoboCop.
Yes.
RoboCop toys. The movies,
Rambo.
Rambo,
Boring.
the Rambo
Yeah.
cartoon is what I was thinking of right off
Yeah.
the
video
bat.
games.
I honestly, Mike, I would have to say no.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Honestly, it's a dark comedy. It could be the same thing as said about Blackburn. It doesn't fall into the category of it. Brightburn is a story, is a horror movie about a Superman type of character. This is a horror movie about a mop boy who gets
That's not a
superpowers.
comedy, though. I did not laugh once during this movie. Nothing is played.
According to
comedic
Troma's
here.
website, it is a dark comedy. It's a black
Okay.
comedy.
It is.
Okay,
But
it
to
could be a
counter-
comedy and a superhero movie, right?
Yeah, to counter that, Ben,
hero movie.
Brightburn, that kid is murdering people. He's just bad. He's not a good guy. That's why he's not a hero.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a blind
He's a
girlfriend,
super
none of that.
villain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Toxic Avenger is avenging. That's a
Avenging.
good guy.
No.
No.
Well, you can avenge the bad guys too. Don't you think that?
But
Yeah.
he doesn't do that in the movie, though. He doesn't avenge the bad guys. You gotta like take the movie for what the movie.
Oh, I
does,
am taking the movie for what it is.
but he doesn't avenge the bad guys.
But he's not a good guy either.
He takes out bad guys. That's good.
It's one of those like little fine lines like we talked about earlier
Okay.
with Lucy. Is Lucy truly a hero?
But
In the
she
story.
wasn't really having
I'm just-
even a villain. She didn't have villains. I mean, come on now. Way different.
Interesting.
All right. All right, so The Toxic Avenger, superhero movie or not? 1, 2, 3, reveal. Ooh, with two no's right there. 2 no's. Thank goodness I voted no. I did not know where to go with that.
To help yourself, you should have just said he was to try to get everybody to vote yes. You're trying to win the game. And you said he's not a superhero. You helped him out.
That's all
I don't think it would sway James at all.
That's true. He keeps it close to the vest.
All right, nice. So let's look at the score sheets because
I
that
got
is
it by a point.
5 rounds here. So we will take a look here. So I did get, what was that? 13 points, and Ben got 12 right there. Very close.
Whoa.
Very close, right? I think that's right. Did I count that right?
Yeah, I got the
Yep.
same.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So the scores are legit. I did not cook the book. So let's see. This is so unexpected. I did not expect that. So I will say congratulations to me. You must be the #1 winner since you caused the most controversy out of these winners, of course. So good job. Congratulations to me. And then I get a trophy. #1, the King stays king, the best.
It saves you from having to email it out. So there you go.
Yeah. I'm still gonna email it out just so you all can see. I'm still gonna print it out. Going on the fridge. Boom. Wow. Honestly,
I only had
did
one.
not expect that at all because I did not prepare at all for tonight. So that was wild.
I prepared so much and I did horrible. So just to show you, don't try. Just do.
I only had one more pick, and it was going to be is it Criterion or not? So
Yeah,
I
can
was
we
kinda
show
curious.
what we had left? I had
Sure, yeah.
so I had if it came down to funny movie or not, I was gonna play Demolition Man. I was gonna go so far as to say not only is it's a full on comedy. Rotten or not, I was gonna play Tron Legacy, but I was scared to try to get anyone. And then I had the third Criterion one was House of Sand and Fog.
Never saw that.
I wasn't sure if a lot of people have seen it because it doesn't even have a US Blu-ray at all. This is from Australia. So I was gonna make the argument. That's what I had left in my coffers over here.
All right.
I had superhero. I was gonna go beekeeper.
Jason Statham is a superhero.
Yes, he is. I was going to go, is it funny or not? Because this is a divisive one. The Pink Panther.
Hilarious.
I would have done, is it horrible or not? This is after a film called Centigrade.
I've heard of it.
Is that what the girl stuck in the car in the snow?
Yes.
I watched 15 minutes of it and then I stopped.
It's actually pretty good.
So you liked it.
I loved it. Yeah.
There was this one.
House Shark.
Wow.
All your movies are from that bin you're always cleaning out.
He's the buster.
Maybe it is.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Amazing movie. Amazing.
My Christmas movie right there.
Oh, Jay Lewis.
And Ben had 36 movies lined up.
And my last superhero film.
Nice.
Oh.
Good choices.
Classic.
I was going to go with is The Apartment, a Christmas movie.
Oh,
That's
a great movie.
That's so pretty.
Great movie.
Is Office Space funny?
Oh, yes,
yeah,
it
that's
is.
hilarious.
You know, if you're a corporate worker, you might get this humor. If you're not, it may
Younger
not
people.
land on you well.
Except sometimes I watch that and I almost cry because there's too many things that hit too close to home.
It's too real. It's too real.
You're like, you start laughing, but then you start crying a little bit.
I know.
I love the part where they take the printer outside and then
Yes. And the music with it too. It's hilarious. And the whole didn't you get the memo about the TPS reports?
Oh,
The
God.
TPS reports? I don't know how many times I get things that are similar to that.
I get that all the time too. I'm like, this is the 5th time I'm hearing about this.
If you show that to a young person going into the workforce now, not fun. They don't think it's funny. Like, what is this? I work from home. I don't even know what is that.
The only one I had left was that I was going to say it should be in the Criterion collection was I think John Singleton has multiple movies that I think should be in, but his first one I think should be in there is Boys in the Hood.
I agree.
So I was going to throw that
totally
in there,
agree.
but then I pulled it back because I was picking too many that I thought would be. I thought there would be too many yeses on this, so I held
Hmm.
off on that one. So, but I really do truly think that should be in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then add a couple more criterions with like Superman and Alien, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Superman. That's interesting.
that's yeah, that would have been a good one.
There's like no superhero movies in Criterion.
Yep.
Yeah. I was just gonna reuse Dick Tracy for Criterion, but Ben took that, and then I was gonna reuse Hook for superhero, if Peter Pan's a superhero or not.
Got powers.
Yeah.
With the Criterion, if we're saying Dick Tracy's a superhero, can we say Shaft is?
Yeah,
Oh, there you
we
go.
could. I would,
He don't got an Apple Watch before it
Hey.
came out though.
Right.
but he has
Yeah.
an iconic theme song. He has something
That's true.
iconic about him.
That's
So
true.
Oh, man, the
Iconic
ice
outfit.
caves. Oh my goodness.
So good.
Well, I don't know what his villains look like though. Are they
Gangsters, regular
yes,
thugs.
okay?
That would be
Hey,
the
these
thing
are-
maybe against it. There's not like the iconic villain, like
Right.
a recognizable villain, like you
Yeah.
know.
but
Like,
Shaft
it's a
is
fun game.
recognizable.
Wherever you
Yeah,
came
yeah.
up, this is a fun
Absolutely.
game.
Yep.
Even though I lost, I had a really good time.
Yeah, you always
Hey.
like
Fun time.
perplex me each time I tried to play this game. 'Cause I was
I
just
love
like,
it.
I
It's
don't
so
even know what
tough
I'm
to
doing.
play. I love this
Yeah,
game. It's tough to learn and tough to master, which makes it hilarious.
And there's like just a bit of luck in there too. So
Oh yeah, and it changes when you get different players. Changes
Mhm.
with the topic. You just don't know how people are gonna vote, so it's literally anybody's game anytime. So.
I kind of like the grab bag idea for the questions,
Oh yeah,
or the theme for each one. So
that did make it interesting for this. I'll agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
hey, well, you never know. Maybe there'll be another one where it's like runner-ups, second chances. You don't. Hey,
Second chance at glory, all losers.
Well, since I've officially lost the most times ever on this show, like I'll take that award and just back out of it from that point on.
You have most games played though. That's something.
And most losses.
Games played.
All right. Well, let's go around real quick. You guys can say anything you want to the audience, promote anything. What do you got going on? All that fun stuff. Where people can find you, of course. And audience, everybody's links are in the descriptions below. So definitely show them some love out there. You know, not only watch their stuff, but like, leave comments, everything. I want all their videos watched. I want 100 new subscribers for everybody by the end of the week. Make it happen, people.
Oh yeah.
All right, Derek, what do we got going on?
So yeah, my channel is Pure Hangout. I'm also on Instagram, but on there I'm doing less posting and more liking everybody else's stuff. I like looking at the content everybody produces there. And upcoming, Mike, am I allowed to talk about this?
Oh yeah, bust it out.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna rank all of the X-Men Deadpool films. So that's coming up, and that is what do you have the? I can't
August.
remember the date. I know it's in August, yeah, but
Yes, the first week of August on a Friday.
yeah,
Yes, I think is the 9th.
the 9th. Well, we agreed on the 9th. Yes.
very excited about that. X-Men is my favorite superhero franchise, and I like that it's bleeding into the MCU. It's going to bring back some interest for me into the MCU.
Nice.
Is there
Pure
anybody
Hangout.
excited about Wolverine and Deadpool coming out?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I think it should be a fun time.
All right, Nate, what do you got going on?
Oh, yes. Again, thank you for having me on. Thanks for inviting me to come back as a former winner, now a loser. I had a really fun time. Great panel. You guys are all great. Love chatting movies with you. Fun time. You can find me Geeks and Flicks on YouTube with my partner Alex. Every other Sunday, we just kind of talk topics and make jokes and talk silly crap. So it's fun. As far as on the channel recorded reviews, I do review movies every week out of the theater. This week, Friday, I will have Deadpool and Wolverine. It'll be up Friday. I go Thursday night every single week and see a new release and then review it. And of course, you can listen to us on the go. Action Movie Guys podcast. That's where we just review action movies only. We've been fortunate enough to have some guests come on and review with us. So, yeah. And then Instagram, Netflix reviews.
All right, Corey.
Well, thank you also for letting me come on here and submit myself as the biggest loser of the Split the Room game show, of taking home the most losses out of anybody, I think, in the run of the show so far. So I hope I can hang on to that title. I hold it dear to my heart here. But no, truly, thanks for having me on. It's fun. It's always fun to get together with everybody and joke around and talk some movies. You don't have to twist my arm too hard to do that. So coming up here, you, Mr. Mega Mike.
I'm like, who is you? Is that me? Is there
I'm trying to point to you. You're going to be over on my channel on Thursday for my movie club. We're going to be hanging out. I'm going to get some questions in, dig into who is Mike? Who are you? Where did you come from? What are your origins? And we're also might talk a little Twister and Twisters action, a little old and new, and kind of see some of our thoughts on the two of those. So looking forward to that. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then Friday I have Austin Galante that's gonna be on my channel. A good guy that was directed over to me from Larry, the Horror Cat Dad, but I know my good friend KB Loves Movies had him on his channel not too long ago for a conversation, which is a great one. You should check out if you have not yet. But now I get my turn with Austin, and just a really cool guy. Directed his a full-length feature film, acted in it as a music composer. He's kind of doing a little of everything. So I'm looking forward to having a little talk with him too. Especially after everything I heard from KB's conversation with him, I'm excited. So yeah, that's what I got going on.
All right, Ben.
Well, I want to say thanks, Mike, for having me on here. I mean, it was a close, hard-fought battle there at the end, Mike.
So, I got worried at the end. I'm like, I'm going to get a 0 right here. It's done.
I thought I was going to get that one too with Witness as well. So, but you guys can all find me right there at the Bin Buster on all social media platforms. Right here on YouTube, Bin Buster, I talk movies. In fact, tomorrow night, I have my Tuesday Night live stream that I'm doing, that I'm ranking the entire Star Trek franchise, television shows and movies.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So I'm doing it in 2 sections. I'm doing television shows first, then movies. So
nice.
So yeah, so I have that going on. I'm going to have a review up on Friday for Deadpool Wolverine, obviously, get my non-spoiler and then spoiler thoughts in it. So you have both options there to watch the review. As well as in August, I'm going to be back here on Mega Mike's channel to do that entire X-Men franchise, ranking that. I'm looking forward to that one.
X-Force. Let's go. All right, James.
Well, thanks again, Mike, for having me, and just enjoyed everybody. This is a really fun game. I love this. I love this concept and idea, and just had a blast with it. So, appreciate the invite. I've got a couple of reviews coming up on my channel. I do a lot of Criterion reviews at 20th and 21st Movies, as well as Arrow Video, Kino Lorber. But with the Criterion sale going on, trying to get as many reviews out there of Criterion titles as possible. So this week, gonna look to get these 2 titles out for review here. These are both amazing titles. So just love these 2. So I'll be getting reviews out for Perfect Days and I Am Cuba, or Soy Cuba, on 4K. And Mr. Tom Cruise enters a collection here tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
An upgrade to 4K of this little movie here. So plan to get a review out on Risky Business on 4K. And then, of course, Arrow Video is announcing their October titles on Friday. So we'll do some reactions to that. And definitely looking forward to hearing what you all think about Deadpool and Wolverine this weekend. So big weekend coming up. So fun stuff. But thanks again, Mike. Appreciate it.
Of course. And thank you guys for being here, competing. It was a tough fought battle. So it was awesome to have you guys on here again. Of course, for my channel, just make sure you click that like button before you leave the stream. If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to leave a comment. What did you enjoy about tonight's game? What were your favorite topics and movie pools and all that great stuff? And then, yeah, just have a great time watching, talking the movies. If you're visiting the channel for the first time, make sure you click that subscribe, turn on the notification bell, get prepared for that X-Men stream coming up. Also, if you want to revisit any of the past Split the Room games, see what these guys all won right here, how they became a champion and invited to this amazing tournament, I will link those in the description below as well. So have fun viewing those, of course. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Have a great night out there. I will quickly shout out our members on the channel, and then we'll call it a night right here. And thank you so much, my Mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.
You will earn more points if you split the room. And who creates the most divisive dimensions will win.
No man forgets how menacing we are. We are lions.
You can overcome any adversary, no matter how bizarre their powers may seem.
Don't know when to give up, do you?
We can do this all day.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
There can be only one.